What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 5 Chapter 151 Going to Heaven Defying Advertisement. Chapter 151 Going to Heaven Defying All Might is a formidable opponent, and it's impossible for anyone to have a chance against him. But Uchiha Madara also knows that he and All Might are not rivals at all, they're partners, just like at this moment All Might found the case on Uchiha Madara's head. I just want to solve this case, and I want to find clues with the help of Uchiha Madara, so Uchiha Madara also knows in his heart that All Might may be cornered. There is no way to do this. How could Uchiha Madara's heart not be clear? Thinking of this at this moment, I feel that everything is so wonderful. I also feel that I suddenly came to this hero's academy. Everything is abnormal, and not as he thought. He is a little helpless and a little confused. I don't know when I will be able to leave here and return to my own place, but Uchiha Madara also knows that all this is out of his control, so he has to wait slowly. When there is a chance, maybe all the problems will be dealt with here, and all the cases will be solved before returning to your place. If so, Uchiha Madara thinks how long it will take. This process is a bit too long, but now Uchiha Madara knows that there is no choice. Since he came to this hero's academy, he must go on patiently. No matter what difficulties and obstacles you encounter, what monsters you encounter, you have to overcome them yourself, and you have to bravely move forward. Otherwise, what choice do I have? At this moment, Uchiha Madara thought of this, and once again prayed silently in his heart. My mother, I don't know when I will be able to return to all the places. I really don't want to stay in this place. There are always bizarre cases, but all cases are inseparable from me. Is it just a case of me going through this hero's academy? Is it a test of my stamina? Is it unbelievable? This kind of life is not what I want at all. Although Uchiha Madara thought so in his heart, he also had real thoughts in his mind, and he really wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. Because this is not his place, nor where he should come, but there is no way, he suddenly crossed into this hero's academy. Unknowingly, he landed at the hero's academy, so he felt unbelievable. Everything happened so suddenly, and he had no chance to choose. Originally, he lived a good life in Uchiha Madara and had everything that belonged to him. Although he lived a dull life, he felt that he lived a very real life. Advertisement. Unlike suddenly crossing into this hero's academy, everything is illusory and not real at all. But why Uchiha Madara made himself here, Uchiha Madara has not yet figured out. The body brings a powerful system and brings powerful energy. This is what it is like to come here. Uchiha Madara thinks that if this is the case, wouldn't it waste his powerful energy? What's the point of this system? Because everything in this place is an illusory cartoon, and it doesn't really happen at all. Even if you travel back to ancient times and come to ancient history, it is still possible, but it is unbelievable that you have traveled to an illusory cartoon by yourself. So now the things that Uchiha Madara can't imagine are actually happening to him, because how much he wants to travel back to the ancient times. In that case, there is still meaning. You can understand the changes of history, and you can understand the deeds of those great people, which can be regarded as a harvest. But at this moment Uchiha Madara feels that everything has no meaning and no value. No matter how brilliant and powerful he is in this place, what can he do? Still alive in a fictional cartoon. There's no authenticity whatsoever, so such a thing is not what Uchiha Madara wants at all. He just came to this hero's academy suddenly because he was forced to be helpless. Everything is not under his control, and he has no choice now. It is also impossible to return to his own world, and now he has to endure it here. At this moment, Uchiha Madara thought of this. His eyes were particularly confused, and he kept looking ahead. At this time, the streets were very crowded with people coming and going. But Uchiha Madara now feels like she has nowhere to go and her train of thought has been interrupted. Just now I have been thinking about what I want to travel back to the era of ancient history, and I have forgotten that I am now in an illusory cartoon. All Might has been watching Uchiha Madara's movements after saying those words at this moment, thinking that this little guy has been thinking about things. Moreover, the eyes are changing, and he was very angry just now, but suddenly he was confused again. Looking ahead, his expression did not change from just now. But the eyes are slowly changing. All Might's observation ability is very powerful, even though a slight change appears on Uchiha Madara's face. But All Might has seen and knew that this guy has a lot of thoughts in his heart, and All Might also doesn't know when Uchiha Madara came to hero's academy. Because I had never heard of such a powerful character before, why did he suddenly appear? So All Might thought it was incredible. This little guy looks very capable and different, and Quirks is also very stubborn and has a very strange temper. Advertisement. Because All Might has never seen someone as stubborn as Uchiha Madara, nothing happened at this moment. But this little guy was extremely stubborn. He kept standing in the same place and didn't leave. He kept talking, and kept making him happy. But he didn't react and was still indifferent, so All Might was really helpless, even though he was angry and annoyed. But he still kept a smile on his face and maintained his demeanor, because All Might knew that he was 10 years older than Uchiha Madara. How could he possibly care about him? No matter what happened to him at this moment, it was impossible to be angry with him. All Might knew that he would not do it. Thinking of this, All Might put his arms around Uchiha Madara's shoulders with a smile on his face. After All Might, he is now a little confused and helpless, but he must have confidence because he wants to solve this case. It's not so easy to beat Senju Hashirama. This damn guy is not so easy without the addition of Uchiha Madara. I'm afraid I haven't gained anything, because All Might has been fighting for more than a year, and I haven't gained anything in the past 6 months. There used to be a little bit of clues, but now all the clues have been cut off. All Might deeply knows that these clues can be cut off by Senju Hashirama. Otherwise, why did he investigate half of the cases and ended up without a problem, without any gain, saying that he felt uneasy? I don't want to let it go and let those lost souls never rest in peace. This is not what All Might wants to happen, Wang Hao. All Might thought of this at this moment. His eyes were full of firm eyes. He looked at Uchiha Madara who was beside him and put his arms around his shoulders, and remembered to say, "Men," to him. Backquote. I said that the little guy is still angry. Is it really so stubborn? Do you think it is necessary for you to be so angry? If you really don't want to help me solve this case, then forget it, and I won't force you. As long as you are happy, your state is not what I want to see. Show me your state in Hero's Academy happily, that is what I appreciate. 35. All Might knows that Uchiha Madara is a little bit angry now, but he is a child. In All Might's eyes, he is like a child who has not grown up, so All Might will not care about this moment with him so much. He just wants to make him happy and make him happy. Even if he doesn't go to the case with himself, as long as he is as happy and excited as in the Hero's Academy, All Might will be content. Because he especially appreciates and values Uchiha Madara, he thinks he is a prodigy in handling cases. Chapter 152 Disdain Advertisement Chapter 152 Disdain. All Might treats Uchiha Madara as his younger brother and appreciates him very much, feeling that he is really different. He has a unique temperament, and his IQ is particularly high. The body has a strong energy, and he learns everything very quickly. The brain is extremely smart and the thinking is extremely sharp, which is what All Might is optimistic about. I didn't expect this Hero's Academy to suddenly come, and characters like Uchiha Madara find it strange. This little guy is incredibly smart, different, and brilliant in every way, and All Might has really never seen a character like Uchiha Madara before. And since I got Hero's in a short period of time, at least it is really not easy. This is not something ordinary people can do, so I think he has a lot of shining points. All Might admires Uchiha Madara's strong fighting spirit and thinks that he will handle the case with him. If so, how could All Might entrust this important task to Uchiha Madara? But at this moment All Might is a little confused and doesn't know what to do. Because Uchiha Madara said a lot just now, Uchiha Madara was still indifferent and did not respond, so how could All Might not be in a hurry? At this moment, All Might still had a happy smile on his face, because he was very troubled, but he didn't want to put these emotions on his face. If he was angry at this moment, he would probably make the Uchiha Madara in front of him angry, which was not what he hoped to see. So he is very smart and knows how to deal with such a powerful character in front of him, because he knows that Uchiha Madara's quirks are very stubborn. Not the average person would change his decision so easily, so how could All Might not know that? At this moment, I don't want to say too much, because there is no need for me to recognize Uchiha Madara, and I feel that he has great development and potential. I just hope that he can use this opportunity to exercise his IQ a lot, and All Might will have a better way out in the future. But as for where Uchiha Madara came from before, All Might has no way of knowing until now, and he has checked a lot of information without any gain. Later, All Might gave up after a little bit. I don't think it's necessary, as long as I recognize Uchiha Madara as a person. It doesn't matter what Uchiha Madara's origin or background is, All Might won't care about these things. So I just gave up on these things, thinking that as long as Uchiha Madara is reliable and excellent in every way, that's enough. Advertisement. All Might also knows Uchiha Madara personally. He is very smart, kind, and helpful, and is well known in Hero's Academy. So All Might now knows that it's really rare to find a young man like Uchiha Madara who is kind and with such a high IQ and a body with strong energy. Therefore, I feel that the characters like Uchiha Madara must be very cherished and cannot be missed. So All Might measures Uchiha Madara from all aspects and thinks that he is really his proudest brother. No matter how stubborn or self-willed Uchiha Madara is at this moment, All Might feels that it doesn't matter, and he has to tolerate him. After all, he is still a child in his own eyes. After all, he is only 17 years old and still so young. Once he loses his temper, there will always be childish moments. So All Might felt that how could he care about Uchiha Madara? No matter what he said or did at this moment, he should have it. As long as it can make this young man happy and give him enough confidence, that's enough. All Might also knew that he let Uchiha Madara join the case today, and he also invited him. All this is because of himself. Uchiha Madara will be willing to join in. All Might is clear in his heart. His quirks is also very stubborn. If it was an ordinary person who asked him to really touch this case, I'm afraid he might not be able to agree. All Might knew about Uchiha Madara, the quirks, that's why he went out in person. Because this case let him know that it has been put on hold for half a year, without any gains, and even no trace of Senju Hashirama has been found, so he is a little confused. I also know that those case investigators have already given up, they have no ability, and the director of the Soil and Field Department has no longer pursued this case. Even though when I met Chief Toda's secretary today, this guy seemed interested in this case and didn't really believe in Uchiha Madara's strength. But All Might believed that Uchiha Madara had the ability to help him win the case, but All Might didn't care what the Chief Toda's secretary thought. After all, it is normal for the director of the Earth Field Division to have such an expression. How could All Might care about him? AFDG. I also know that Uchiha Madara may not be satisfied with the performance of the director of the Tushin Division when he was in the case handling agency today, but Uchiha Madara has not said such a thing until now. Maybe this moment is because of the Chief Tsuchida's affairs. All Might doesn't know why he suddenly thought of this. Otherwise, he really didn't know what to think to be able to deal with Uchiha Madara. I don't know why this little guy is so angry and so angry. Is it because of the dismissal of the director of Earthfields just now and did not take Uchiha Madara in his eyes? Advertisement. He was so angry, but All Might felt that something was wrong. When he just came out of the investigation agency, Uchiha Madara was full of excitement and was extremely happy. And he didn't look angry, but why was this little guy so angry and stubborn after walking for half an hour? He has been standing here without walking, hearing what he said, and not answering what the little guy wanted. All Might is really confused and worried. He doesn't know what Uchiha Madara is thinking. How much he wants to get into Uchiha Madara's stomach and see what his thoughts are, so that he can follow his wish. But All Might knows that now Uchiha Madara can't guess what he's thinking if he doesn't speak, and he doesn't know why he is so angry. This moment All Might truly has never been more helpless than it is today. However, All Might felt that through his observation during this period, he felt that Uchiha Madara was not like this at all, who cared about fame and fortune. I don't care about the expression of the chief Tsuchida, and I don't care about his thoughts, because All Might knows Uchiha Madara very well. I also observed very thoroughly, and felt that Uchiha Madara was very capable and kind-hearted in all aspects. It won't affect his mood because of some other circumstances, and he won't care about the attitude of the director of the Department of Land and Field. Because All Might knew that he had invited Uchiha Madara to join the case, and had nothing to do with the director of the Toda Secretary. At this moment, he was standing here stupidly with his arms around Uchiha Madara's shoulders, with a reluctant smile on his face. If it was the director of the Earth Fields Department who asked Uchiha Madara, I believe that this little guy might not be able to agree, and would not pay attention to the thoughts of the director of the Earth and Field Department. No matter how much he said, it was of no value. The little guy in front of him was still indifferent, and All Might was really helpless. At this moment he got this head but still didn't give up, because he wouldn't give up so easily. Treat him as the best younger brother, and respect his wishes, but at this moment, I feel as if I can do nothing. After All Might deeply understood this, he was a little helpless at this moment, and he really couldn't guess what was on Uchiha Madara's mind. This is not your style, don't make me look down on you. If you really don't want to join me in this case, then it doesn't matter, I won't force you. At this moment, All Might can't wait to show his heart to Uchiha Madara to see how much he appreciates him and how much he values him. I said, little guy, what do you want? If there is anything unhappy in your heart, you can say it, and you keep standing here like this without speaking. What is going on? Chapter 153 Advertisement. Chapter 153 Before All Might did not get the title of Neon Hero, they also encountered a lot of hardships. He also encountered many difficulties and obstacles, facing Uchiha Madara in front of him. How could he give up easily? Because he knew that the Uchiha Madara in front of him was very powerful and a heavyweight, he couldn't possibly miss him so much. If you get his help and approval in the future, you will get twice the result with half the effort, and there will be more breakthroughs in any case. It will also seek justice for those lost fates, but all this requires the participation of Uchiha Madara. Because All Might now feels like he can't do what he wants. After all, these cases are a bit tricky, and the important case that he has to solve in front of him would not have been helped by Uchiha Madara. All Might felt as if he was ready to give up, because it had such a high position, and he was ready to give up. Not to mention myself, because All Might knows that although he is a powerful neon hero, he cannot do everything he can. It is impossible to do anything, there will always be success, and it is normal to fail, because I am not a saint, nor a savior. It is impossible to control everything in this world. Thinking of this at this moment, All Might felt that he had to rely on Uchiha Madara. Otherwise, the case of Senju Hashirama will be solved in front of you, and there will be no clues at all, and the scene has been cut off by Senju Hashirama. So All Might is now targeting Uchiha Madara, hoping that his addition can help him make a breakthrough. Because in the heart of All Might, Uchiha Madara also believes in him, and feels that he has extraordinary abilities in all aspects, and he does have a strong ability to detect. All Might watched him when he was at Hero's Academy, and every time he went to practice, he did a great job. And to achieve the expected effect, even hundreds of times better than the expected effect. So it's something that All Might has never seen before, and has never seen a cadet in the Hero's Academy with such abilities. So Uchiha Madara has deeply entered the heart of All Might since that time, and All Might also recognized him very much. It's just that All Might felt that he was still young and wanted to give him more opportunities to exercise so that he could receive training well. Only in this way can he grow faster, and in the future, he will be more effective and exert his power. So now All Might feels that the time is ripe and will call out Uchiha Madara alone to talk to him about such things when he is at the Hero's Academy this year. But All Might felt quite surprised. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Madara agreed suddenly, and there was no room for thought. Advertisement. He promised himself directly, ready to join this important case, and wanted to investigate Senju Hashirama. So it made him feel unexpected, and there were many surprises, because he knew that with the help of Uchiha Madara, he would be 70% sure. There is no need to be so confused and helpless as before, and there is not even a clue. So at that time, All Might felt that he was very confused, and he was really ashamed of his soul title, and felt that he was really powerless. I've never faced such a thing, and I've never been so troubled, so today I got Uchiha Madara to join, and All Might was very happy. But at this moment, he was once again caught in a tangle, not knowing what happened to the Uchiha Madara in front of him, why he was so angry at this moment, did he really regret it? Don't want to join the case, or maybe he has other ideas. All Might also knows that he is usually a person of special integrity, and he has always been full of justice. And they are also very friendly to the students of the Hero's Academy, treating them as their own relatives and their own children. Especially for Uchiha Madara, I really look at him differently, and I have high hopes for him. After saying this sentence at this moment, although a little confused and a little helpless, but with joy in his eyes, he put his arms around Uchiha Madara's shoulders and said to him, "You also know who I am, no matter how capable I am, but I still respect you, no matter what request you make at this moment, I will agree. But I've said so much to you, and you haven't responded, and your expression is still so angry, because at this moment, as a Neon Hero, I'm helpless." The reason All Might says this is to convince Uchiha Madara that he completely trusts him. No matter what kind of request he makes, he will agree to it. If he really regrets it at this moment, he will not blame him. Because he has the right to choose, he has the right to withdraw. After all, this plan has not been started yet. The case is not yet ready to be solved, it is just the beginning, so All Might said it so clearly. I hope Uchiha Madara will not be so angry. No matter what the reason is, I just hope that he can be happy and not be so entangled, because he thinks it is unnecessary. No matter what big thing happens, there will be a solution. I don't want to look at him with a frown. This little guy was very excited and very happy every day when he was in Hero's Academy. And every day is full of smiles, and there are a lot of tricks, always bringing laughter to people. 0. For Flowers advertisement, so All Might is often infected by Uchiha Madara and becomes very lively with him. He also knew that when he was with Uchiha Madara, he felt much younger, like a child. The carefree feeling with them is really a special enjoyment. So at this moment, I hope that after Uchiha Madara can understand what he said, he will not be so entangled or sad. Not sure what was on his mind, but All Might felt that Uchiha Madara should speak up too. If I am so unhappy, I am afraid I will get sick. All Might does not want to see Uchiha Madara sick. All Might felt that at this moment there was nothing he could do to take the little guy in front of him without any countermeasures. Looking at his aggrieved appearance, I really don't know what to do, even though All Might's heart is very helpless at this moment, very confused. 0. But there was still a happy smile on his face, because he didn't want to be infected by emotions at this moment. I don't want to be manipulated by my emotions, I just want to make this powerful young man happy. Only in this way can your plan be implemented, otherwise wouldn't your plan be in vain? All Might doesn't want this to happen again. At this moment, All Might thought of putting his arms around Uchiha Madara's shoulders and never took his hand away. I feel that holding him like this is in a good mood, and I also feel that he can get some comfort and make his heart feel more at ease. I also hope that he can be happy and not be so angry, because All Might thinks it is unnecessary. If this little guy really has any dissatisfaction, he can directly raise it with himself, there is no need to be so angry. At this moment, All Might thought of this, the little guy in front of him still didn't respond, or didn't want to speak. All Might continued to say to him, "I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to do with you. Maybe you don't believe in my ability. You feel like I have an empty name. But after all, we only met in the Hero's Academy before, and we didn't have such a case together. In the future, you will believe in my strength, and you will also believe that I got this name, and it's not a fake." 99. All Might also thinks that Uchiha Madara doesn't think he deserves the title of Neon Hero at all. When he was at Hero's Academy, All Might felt that Uchiha Madara didn't need his help at all. I don't want to get my own advice, I know that this little guy has quirks very much, and he is especially strong. Chapter 154 Advertisement Chapter 154 All Might thought to himself at this moment, maybe Uchiha Madara didn't believe in his own strength, so he refused his kindness. So All Might felt that maybe he could not do well, and this time he thought about it and said to Uchiha Madara again, "It's just that I feel strange now. Why are you so angry? You can tell me something directly, let's face it together, don't you need to be so angry by such a person? After all, when you were in the Hero's Academy before, you have never been so angry like this moment. What is affecting you? I have not guessed until now." All Might is really confused at this moment, a little helpless. He has never encountered such a situation before. How many years he has been in Hero's Academy? I have never met such a stubborn student as Uchiha Madara, and I feel that this child is full of energy, but his quirks gave All Might a special headache. But All Might has no way to take him. 630. Now, and he feels powerless. At this moment, All Might knows that the only thing he can do is to accompany Uchiha Madara. I hope this stinky boy can be happier. Stop being so entangled, stop being so angry, because All Might doesn't think it's necessary. He really had something to worry about in his heart, so he just told himself that there was no need for such an expression, so All Might was really distressed and sad when he saw Uchiha Madara like this. I don't know what he was thinking, but All Might knew he had said a lot, but Uchiha Madara still didn't respond no matter how you did it. All Might is really depressed, he has never been in such a situation, so now he feels really sad. As a very famous Neon Hero, it is really nonsense to see this kind of thing in front of you and not understand it. So at this moment, All Might knew that he had no ability, he could only wait and see what happened, and he didn't know why the Uchiha Madara in front of him was adapting to such anger. And standing still and don't want to act, do you really want to quit this case? All Might thinks it's unlikely, since he has promised himself, this is not his quirks. He won't give up halfway, and he won't go back on it, but what link did he make wrong? Why is it so sad and sad? And he was very angry. What was the reason for Uchiha Madara's current situation? Advertisement, so he really couldn't figure it out, and he didn't have any answers. He felt that what he said for a long time seemed to have no effect, nor did he exert his ability. After hearing this, Uchiha Madara still had no reaction. The expression on her face was still the same, her eyes were wide open and her mouth was pouting high. This expression seemed to be greatly wronged. Uchiha Madara has never been like this, so All Might felt strange at this moment. What's wrong with this little guy? Why is he unhappy? Why didn't he say anything when he asked him something himself? Did he become dumb at this moment? So All Might was a little annoyed. But he told himself in his heart that he couldn't lose his temper with the Uchiha Madara in front of him. Everything I do today is worthless, so All Might knows that he is not an impulsive age, nor an impulsive person. So at this moment he knew he couldn't do it, he had to be patient with Uchiha Madara, they had to treat them like children, they were all a child after all. These students in Hero's Academy are very young, so All Might thinks they are so naive and simple. Anything will be put on the face, and will not be hidden in the heart, they are like this, their integrity is so real, so All Might still appreciates these students in the Hero's Academy. I think they are really very interesting, I feel a lot younger with them, but at this moment there is no countermeasure to take Uchiha Madara, nor any. After Uchiha Madara stood there and heard All Might's words, he was actually very happy, because he felt that he still had a little value. I also feel that All Might treats me very well, that I am so self-willed, and that I am really angry for some reason. But no matter what, Uchiha Madara's heart is still very proud, and she feels that she is very warm and content at this moment. Having a big brother like All Might to make him happy makes him feel a little bit proud of himself. He also feels that having such a big brother by his side is like having parents. Because Uchiha Madara suddenly came to this Hero's Academy, he had no friends, he was alone, and he traveled through this game alone. So this cartoon was quite familiar to Uchiha Madara before, but he suddenly became his protagonist and became the strong one here. He suddenly felt a little uncomfortable and had to take it slow, so at this moment he felt that everything was arranged by God, otherwise, how to explain all this? Why do so many of them, living in the modern age, come to this place again, so all this is inconceivable? Advertisement All Might now knows that he doesn't want to accept this fact, but he has to accept it because now he has no choice. He couldn't find all the passages and went back to his own era, so now he is a little resentful and a little confused, but he has no way to go back, can't find the passage back, can't find the time-space tunnel. He can't travel back at all, so now he can only accept everything he has and become a powerful ninja in this cartoon. I can also become the overlord here, but Uchiha Madara feels that it is still very cool and very good, and I feel like I am a super ninja in the universe. I also feel that I have powerful energy all over my body, as well as a powerful system. I really do everything with half the effort, and I also feel that I can exert my own energy supernormally. This is a function that he did not have on the human earth before, so now he feels that everything is like a dream. This is really incredible, it is really unimaginable, so when Uchiha Madara sleeps now, she feels like she is sleepwalking. How could this really happen to him? Although he didn't believe in all the facts, he had to accept the things in front of him, because he had really experienced these situations. Now that the criminals he faces are some of the most ruthless outlaws, Uchiha Madara knows he can't just sit back and watch. Although he is a little angry now, when he finishes getting angry, everything will be solved. Uchiha Madara thought of this at this moment, although she was a little proud in her heart, but the expression on her face was still so angry. He thinks that the All Might in front of him is so stupid, can he guess his own mind 3.6? He has lived here for so long. And having been in contact with All Might for so long at Hero's Academy, doesn't he really understand what's on his mind? At this moment, he was a little worried and anxious, but he was leading himself in the circle, so Uchiha Madara was a little angry, and felt that All Might was really a waste of time and really superfluous. Since there is no water polo in this place, I just give up, I don't want to look for it anymore, so I suddenly stood up and didn't want to look for it anymore. Thinking of this moment, Uchiha Madara felt very disappointed, and he didn't know how to deal with this moment, and muttered to himself in his heart. How did you become a neon hero? You can't even guess what your students are thinking. You said that you were really a failure. I usually admire you so much, I really got it wrong. Why are you so stupid? Where is your IQ at this moment? Don't you really know why I'm angry? Chapter 155 Unprepared Advertisement Chapter 155 Unprepared. After Uchiha Madara said these words in her heart at this moment, she was very helpless, her eyes were full of anger, but she was very disappointed in her heart. Do you feel that All Might is really so stupid? Can't figure out what's on your mind? Why you're angry? Why don't you keep looking for water polo? Could it be that he really can't see what's on his mind? Can he see his own thoughts? Why does he stand where he is and don't want to go? Don't you want to waste time? So at this moment Uchiha Madara tells the story like this. If All Might really can't guess his mind, he feels that there is no need to search it today. Because this case can't be solved overnight, and now is not the time to be anxious, because Uchiha Madara also knows that this case has been open for half a year, how could it be possible to find clues all at once? Even with a powerful system and a particularly high IQ, it is impossible to find out the whereabouts of Senju Hashirama at once. Because he does not have this functional system and has not yet reached that state, Uchiha Madara knows what he should do in his heart. Thinking of this at this moment, I feel that it is impossible to investigate this case today anyway. Maybe if that's the case, let's just spend it here and see what happens to All Might 05. Can I have the patience to continue coaxing myself? I just want to consider All Might and see if I can trust him enough to torture this case with him. Otherwise, isn't what he has done in vain? Uchiha Madara doesn't want such a thing to happen, so he doesn't want to do something useless, and he doesn't want to do something boring. At this moment, he knew that there would be nothing to gain today, so he wouldn't waste any time standing here. Because he knows that going back to the Hero's Academy is also to continue training because Uchiha Madara has now reached the Hero's license. So even if he doesn't train, he will take time out on weekdays to exercise his ability well and not fall behind others. Uchiha Madara is very confident. It is through such hard work and continuous training that you will get up and practice the exercises even when no one is there. Uchiha Madara got the hero's license when others haven't learned it yet, so that's what sets him apart. Uchiha Madara also knows that he has obtained the business license today. I am afraid that many people in the Hero's Academy do not know the news. So Uchiha Madara is also very anxious. I don't know how they will react after hearing this news. Are some people envious of themselves, some are jealous of themselves, and some are also angry with themselves? Advertisement because Uchiha Madara knew the news for a long time, but kept the news in his heart and didn't want to say it. Today, only after getting the Hero's license can we really leak this news, so Uchiha Madara knows that he has not said it. I am afraid that at this moment Hero's Academy has already opened, because Uchiha Madara knows this effect. Usually the students in Hero's Academy are special aid trigrams. They were around, and sometimes they liked to talk about useless things when they had nothing to do, because Uchiha Madara didn't want to go along with them. Only hang out with some intelligent people, because Uchiha Madara thinks it is unnecessary to hang out with people who have nothing to do. It's not that Uchiha Madara looks down on those people and thinks it's a waste of time to be with them because they don't want to make progress and just want to hang around in the Hero's Academy. Uchiha Madara also knows that if he interacts with these people often, he will become like them, and he will become idle, without any motivation, and without any thoughts. So Uchiha Madara didn't want to let himself stop, and hoped that through his own efforts, he could get the effect he expected. Although he has a powerful energy in his body and has come to this Hero's Academy, Uchiha Madara will not sit back and relax. I want to fulfill my wish through my own efforts, and I also want to realize my dream in this cartoon, because Uchiha Madara used to like this cartoon very much. So Uchiha Madara felt that it was an accident that he suddenly came to this Hero's Academy, which surprised him. Unexpectedly, since he has this opportunity and this good fortune, he can become a powerful ninja and become the most important character in this cartoon. So Uchiha Madara is very happy about this, and it feels like a kind of experience. Anyway, Uchiha Madara is still very curious at this moment. I don't know what kind of tasks I have to perform in this cartoon, but now Uchiha Madara also knows to take one step at a time. It's not what I think at the moment, but everything will change as it develops, because it's all made up when watching cartoons. And now that he has suddenly crossed over to this Hero's Academy, everything has changed differently, so Uchiha Madara is now going with the flow. Suddenly came to this Hero's Academy. Uchiha Madara was really caught off guard, don't know why all this is. He hasn't found the reason yet, doesn't know what is going on, and suddenly came to this place, so Uchiha Madara knows that he has to find the answer slowly. Now he also knows that when the answer is not in a hurry, it can only be like this, and there is no progress, so he does not want to go back to the Hero's Academy, and just wants to stay quietly on the street. Advertisement. I don't want to talk to All Might at the moment to think about what I'm going to use tomorrow, because Uchiha Madara doesn't think it's necessary. I just want to take the All Might test, whether he is worthy of my admiration and worthy of my admiration. Anyway, Uchiha Madara knew that she just didn't want to talk, she just wanted to stand quietly, she didn't want to go back to the Hero's Academy, and she didn't want to move on. Because this street is very lively, Uchiha Madara used to have time to walk around when he was at Hero's Academy. So today he feels that everything is fine, although the expression on his face has been pretending, but he doesn't want to change this situation now, just want to hear what All Might thinks. All Might is really confused and helpless at this moment, looking at Uchiha Madara with anxious eyes, and still holding his shoulders. I hope this child can prepare some attitudes and stop being so stubborn, there are too many cases in the future. If he is always so willful and stubborn, I am afraid that he will suffer a lot, so All Might hopes that he can change some of his 630 concepts. But now All Might knows that Uchiha Madara can be very stubborn at times when he doesn't say that. Once he decides, things won't change easily, and he won't make decisions easily, so All Might knows him well. All Might thought of this at this moment, and still did not give up his goals and his ideals. In any case, All Might feels that he has identified Uchiha Madara and will let him join the case, and he will not give up halfway. At this moment, All Might thought of this and said to Uchiha Madara again. I said, little guy, what do you think? Do you think it's embarrassing me like this? You're very happy, I seem to understand what you think, are you playing me on purpose? Don't tell me you're not angry, you just don't feel like you have anything to gain today, so you don't want to continue the investigation, right? All Might felt as if he knew a little about Uchiha Madara's mind, and knew that it was already afternoon, so there was really no point in continuing to investigate. Because now this case has no clues and no clues, just like if we continue to investigate now, we really don't know where to start. Because All Might pinned all his hopes on Uchiha Madara, and knew that he had a very high IQ and was full of energy, and only by relying on his strength could he find some clues. So the way Uchiha Madara is now, All Might seems to understand more or less what this little guy is thinking, and seems to be able to understand more or less what is on his mind. Chapter 156 Unpredictable. Advertisement. Chapter 156 Unpredictable. At this moment, All Might has been observing the situation of Uchiha Madara since he finished saying this sentence, and he is also observing the changes in his performance. He thought Uchiha Madara's expression looked funny, and he must have been thinking about things in his heart. Otherwise, it would be impossible to be so tangled, but All Might knew that his eyes were still so angry. Where did this little guy have such a big temper? All Might's face is full of helplessness now, and he really feels that he is really helpless at this moment. I have never seen Uchiha Madara so angry like today. Why is this little guy so stubborn? All Might used to feel like he didn't know enough about him or what he thought. Otherwise, how could he not be able to guess what he was thinking at this moment? The Hero's Academy has already exploded, Yaoyorozu Momo and the others have been talking about it. Now I'm not in the mood to take classes anymore, everyone thinks it's very strange. When did Uchiha Madara get the Hero's license? A few of them had never heard of such news, nor did they get a little bit of information, so a few of them were quite surprised and felt incredible. It's just that Yaoyorozu Momo and the others also know that Uchiha Madara is usually very hardworking and very studious. Moreover, the IQ is very high, and the body has a strong energy. As long as it is the task assigned by the teacher, Uchiha Madara can complete it very well, and it is overcompleted. Yaoyorozu Momo and they have never doubted this point, and they are very sure, but they feel that what happened today is a bit sudden. At the moment Uchiha Madara was called away by All Might, Yaoyorozu Momo didn't see him and didn't know where he went. After listening to Kirishima Eijiro, I realized that it was Uchiha Madara who went out with All Might. But Yaoyorozu Momo also felt very strange at this moment. I wonder why All Might called Uchiha Madara out. Is there something to explain to Uchiha Madara? So Yaoyorozu Momo does have a lot of questions in his heart. Looking at Kirishima Eijiro in front of him at this moment, his eyes were full of doubts and confusion, and he whispered to him. You just told me that Uchiha Madara went out with All Might, is that true? Is the news reliable? And when did he get the Hero's certificate? Did he just come down today? It's really incredible, when did something like this happen? We really never got the slightest bit of news, this guy is so damn it. After Yaoyorozu Momo said this, his face was full of anger, and he felt a little sad in his heart. Advertisement. I have such a good relationship with Uchiha Madara, and the two appreciate each other. But Yaoyorozu Momo felt that since he was hiding such a thing from himself, he didn't know how long he had planned. Since he already knew that he could get the Hero's license today, why didn't he tell himself? So Yaoyorozu Momo felt a little unwilling in his heart. Feeling very lonely at this moment, when Uchiha Madara came back, Yaoyorozu Momo felt that he would ask him what was going on. Do you really not consider yourself a friend? My husband also understands that Uchiha Madara is usually very hardworking and studious. Moreover, he learns things and accepts new things faster than other students. Yaoyorozu Momo has never questioned this, and he has never doubted Uchiha Madara's ability. In my heart, I still admire him very much. I feel that he is truly extraordinary and different in all aspects. Yaoyorozu Momo is also very happy in his heart. I am very happy to be able to study in a Hero's Academy with Uchiha Madara as a classmate, and it is rare to have such an opportunity. Because Yaoyorozu Momo had a deep crush on Uchiha Madara the moment he met him for the first time. I just kept burying this emotion in my heart and haven't shown it till now, because Yaoyorozu Momo doesn't think it's necessary now. Both of them are studying in the academy, and both are exercising their physical skills, and they have never considered other things. Because Yaoyorozu Momo has never thought about this, as long as he can see him and know that he is alright. Yaoyorozu Momo was content in his heart, and he had no other extravagant desires. After saying this at this moment, even though his eyes were sentimental, he was a little lonely. But she felt that Uchiha Madara might have her own difficulties, otherwise she would not be able to hide it from herself. So Yaoyorozu Momo can still make sense. Yaoyorozu Momo felt that there was no need for Uchiha Madara to hide such a thing, since he had to get the Hero's license sooner or later. Sooner or later, everyone will know, why hide such a thing, so Yaoyorozu Momo couldn't figure it out. At this moment, looking at Kirishima Eijiro with a puzzled face after saying this, you know that Kirishima Eijiro is also very angry at this moment. Yaoyorozu Momo knew that he was also very uncomfortable. After all, everyone's combined strength was not as strong as Uchiha Madara. So it's normal to be jealous, but Yaoyorozu Momo has never had such thoughts, nor has such thoughts. Because he was never jealous of Uchiha Madara, Yaoyorozu Momo always regarded him as his idol and regarded him as the Hero's in his heart. No matter what he does, Yaoyorozu Momo will support him and agree with him, but at this moment Yaoyorozu Momo feels a little lonely. Advertisement. Even if Uchiha Madara doesn't look down on other classmates, at least he still has a certain status in his heart. Why didn't I know such a thing? Only through the mouths of my classmates can I know such news, so Yaoyorozu Momo feels quite lost now. Kirishima Eijiro was also very angry after hearing Yaoyorozu Momo's words at this moment. He originally thought that Uchiha Madara was usually very arrogant. And with a dismissive look and a smug smile on his face, Kirishima Eijiro is really unconvinced sometimes. But now that I heard Yaoyorozu Momo say this, I will confirm my own thoughts in the future. At this moment, I feel that Uchiha Madara is playing hard to escape. I want to secretly hide such a thing, so that I can give everyone a surprise today, But it happened that Kirishima Eijiro was very angry when he heard this, but he had to hide his emotions in his heart. Because he knows that when he is with Uchiha Madara, everyone is the best friend, and there is no need to worry about such small things. And to get jealous, but sometimes Kirishima Eijiro really can't control his inner emotions. I feel that Uchiha Madara is really excellent in all aspects. The body carries a powerful energy, which is not comparable to ordinary people, although Kirishima Eijiro is jealous and hateful in his heart. But he had to admit in his heart that Uchiha Madara was really unfathomable, not something ordinary people could compare to. So at this point Kirishima Eijiro has to admit to Uchiha Madara's IQ, as well as his charisma. No matter what he thought in his heart, he had to accept this fact. In fact, when Kirishima Eijiro watched Uchiha Madara go out with All Might just now, he didn't know where they went. They have also received a lot of appreciation, which Kirishima Eijiro saw deeply in his eyes. Being outstanding in all aspects is not comparable to ordinary people, and his IQ is particularly high, and his ability to handle cases is also particularly strong. I don't know why, but I have a lot of doubts in my heart. So no matter how much resentment Kirishima Eijiro has in his heart, he has to admit it, Uchiha Madara is really different. Because now Uchiha Madara has obtained the hero's license, Kirishima Eijiro is very sure of this. Every task Uchiha Madara explained by the teacher was overcompleted, and it was done very beautifully. Because now he's qualified enough to be involved in any case, despite Kirishima Eijiro's jealousy. However, my skills are not as good as others, so far I have no ability or progress, and I am still far from the hero's license. I don't know what good things are on All Might's head to find Uchiha Madara. Is there an important task to explain to Uchiha Madara? Chapter 157 It's well-known advertisement. Chapter 157 It's well-known. Kirishima Eijiro also admires Uchiha Madara's ability very much, so sometimes he has a lot of dissatisfaction in his heart. But he has to admit that Uchiha Madara is really a standout, a different character, and like a superhero. Kirishima Eijiro thought of this at this moment, and after hearing what Yaoyorozu Momo said, although he had a lot of emotion in his heart. But at this moment he didn't answer. He thought it was better to listen to Yaoyorozu Momo quietly, because he knew what a girl said, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's in the ears of Uchiha Madara's face. But as a boy, if you say too many bad things about Uchiha Madara, it will be time. On weekdays, Kirishima Eijiro also knows that Uchiha Madara and Yaoyorozu Momo have a good relationship, but they have no definite relationship. But Kirishima Eijiro thinks this is not bad, since everyone is studying in the hero's academy, they're all in school. There's no need to fix things that don't work, it's good enough about this look, don't fix things that are vague. Therefore, Kirishima Eijiro is still relatively formed, and Uchiha Madara thinks that it handles things very appropriately, and it also handles the relationship between boyfriends and girlfriends very appropriately. Kirishima Eijiro is also quite clear in his heart. At this moment, Yaoyorozu Momo speaks ill of Uchiha Madara every day, and Kirishima Eijiro can only listen quietly. You can't participate too much, because if you talk too much in this class, there are other students next to you, once it reaches Uchiha Madara's 633 years. Wouldn't he be a long-tongued woman by then? There was talk about things like Uchiha Madara behind his back, which was not what he hoped. Originally, Kirishima Eijiro's heart is not so dirty, don't look at her arrogance on weekdays. But he is only as strong as he looks on the surface, and he is still very kind on the inside, so Kirishima Eijiro cannot do such a thing. So at this moment, knowing Yaoyorozu Momo to say such words, Kirishima Eijiro can only listen quietly, or nod or shake his head, and there is no other reaction. Because he knows that he can't speak now, listening to Yaoyorozu Momo and discovering his inner emotions is enough. Kirishima Eijiro knows that Yaoyorozu Momo usually takes care of Uchiha Madara and treats him well. Kirishima Eijiro sees all of this in his eyes, and feels that this kind of relationship is still very good. Everyone is the best buddy and best friend on weekdays. There's no need to get upset over the little things. Besides, Kirishima Eijiro knows that Uchiha Madara will be able to get the hero's license today. Advertisement. It is his hard work and his dedication that he has achieved today's achievements. Even if everyone is jealous, there is no reason. If you want to be jealous of others, you should do better first. If you can surpass Uchiha Madara, you can be more powerful than Uchiha Madara, otherwise it will be nonsense if you talk too much. Kirishima Eijiro, AFDG, thought of this at this moment. His eyes were always on Yaoyorozu Momo, and he felt that the expression on her face was very strange. Why is she so angry? There is really no need for this. Uchiha Madara may not say that there is his reason, but Kirishima Eijiro seems to be able to understand Uchiha Madara's mind suddenly. Knowing that he is sometimes not as arrogant as everyone thinks, he just doesn't want to be too high profile in front of his classmates. That's why I suppressed the fact that I got the guidance of hero's today, but how could such a thing be airtight? Sooner or later, it will reach everyone's ears, and students will know sooner or later, just like this moment Uchiha Madara just left hero's academy. This matter has been known to everyone, and everyone has been talking about it, so Kirishima Eijiro felt that such a thing could not be hidden at all. It's just that paper can't wrap fire, but Kirishima Eijiro doesn't know what Uchiha Madara's intention is even though he thinks so. Why hide such a thing? Why not tell the classmates in advance? Also let the classmates be happy with him. Why should other classmates tell them such news? So Kirishima Eijiro couldn't understand and couldn't figure it out, but he didn't think such a thing was a big deal. There is no need to struggle with such problems, there is no need, since everyone is such a good classmate, such a good buddy. I can't delay the peace of my buddies because of little things, because Kirishima Eijiro usually feels very happy when he is with Uchiha Madara. I can learn a lot of skills and learn a lot of things with him, and I feel very happy in my heart. Having such good buddies and friends, it is really a kind of motivation and encouragement to make oneself continue to improve and move forward. So Kirishima Eijiro feels quite content, and he doesn't want to be fussy, and he can't get entangled over this trivial matter, and he won't ask endless questions. Because Kirishima Eijiro knows he won't do it, he is a man, how can he be as fussy as a woman? How is it possible to be as small as AP***? Kirishima Eijiro can't say that. No matter what Uchiha Madara does, whether for good or bad purposes, Kirishima Eijiro doesn't want to care that it is Uchiha Madara who is recognized so much. Kirishima Eijiro thinks that's enough as long as he's really dealing with himself, and everything else has to be considered. As for Uchiha Madara's ability to get the hero's license, it is his ability, and his dedication. Advertisement: the classmates have seen Uchiha Madara, who is usually very diligent and eager to learn. He exercises very late every day, and also gets up very early. He is working hard. Therefore, it is normal to have such achievements and progress today, and there is nothing to dispute or make a fuss about. Kirishima Eijiro has deeply identified Uchiha Madara as a friend in his heart. No matter what, he will never give up once he has made this good friend in this life. Because Kirishima Eijiro knows that once he finds a person, he will persevere to the end and will not give up halfway. Because he felt that Uchiha Madara, as a leader in the Hero's Academy, did have the qualifications to get a doctor's license. If he doesn't have this, then other people don't have this qualification, so Kirishima Eijiro is very sure in his heart. I also feel that Uchiha Madara is really a well-deserved hero's character, and he is really a leader and a powerful ninja. This is what Kirishima Eijiro firmly believes in his heart, which is why Kirishima Eijiro is optimistic about Uchiha Madara. I also feel that he is really worthy of my relationship and worthy of my admiration, so at this moment, the jealousy in Kirishima Eijiro's heart has been thrown out of the sky. Because he felt that he didn't need to be so stingy, and he didn't need to think so much about facing such a powerful friend. It is really the best thing to be able to study with him, exercise together, and overcome hardships together. Kirishima Eijiro figured it out at this moment, and felt that his heart was very open. If he was often jealous, he would often look down on Uchiha Madara or hate him. Because of his dedication and hard work, everyone has seen it and it is well known. Wouldn't that be too distressing for me? So Kirishima Eijiro wouldn't let himself be so miserable. So Uchiha Madara has this ability, which is really very otherworldly, and Kirishima Eijiro admires it very much in his heart. No wonder he was able to get the business license in such a short period of time, which is not the ability of ordinary people. So now Kirishima Eijiro feels that he has no jealousy at all, and that Uchiha Madara is normal. Because Kirishima Eijiro also knows that Uchiha Madara is really a worthy hero's character, a powerful ninja. If an ordinary person might not have this ability, Kirishima Eijiro also knows that it is not easy for Uchiha Madara to come to this hero's academy. He didn't want to relax for a moment, and he didn't like to be lazy like other classmates. He has gone through a lot of hardships and tribulations, but after he came to the hero's academy, he worked very hard and worked very hard. Chapter 158 Advertisement Chapter 158 It was 10 minutes at noon, and All Might and Uchiha Madara were on the street, stalemate over whether to continue looking for water polo. All Might was not happy at all when he saw Uchiha Madara. Is he very depressed because he didn't find the water polo? Seeing the silence on Uchiha Madara's face. All Might, don't know what to say. Will Uchiha Madara give up because he can't find the water polo? All Might thinks this is not Uchiha Madara's quirks. Uchiha Madara is by no means a person who gives up easily. This time All Might said to Uchiha Madara. Although we have been searching all morning, we are doing our best. 95. Although I haven't found a water polo now, I can't give up. All Might, not happy at all to see Uchiha Madara, thought it might not be because of not finding the water polo. Maybe he was thinking about something else that affected his mood. Could it be that Uchiha Madara has really encountered some troubles in his heart and is reluctant to say? Before Uchiha Madara really didn't think of me as a friend, Uchiha Madara would speak out no matter what happened. Even if you don't want to tell yourself, don't put on such an expression. Seeing Uchiha Madara's helpless expression makes me feel both distressed and heartbroken. Now I really don't know what to say, and he is also expressionless, with a frowning look on his face. All Might, seeing Uchiha Madara's helpless expression, said to Uchiha Madara. Really, I don't know what happened to you today that made you so unhappy. Could it be that this case is difficult for you? No matter what we do, it is normal to have difficulty. It is impossible to do anything, and everything is smooth. Life cannot be smooth, and setbacks are inevitable. If something happens to you, just say it and I can share it with you. Don't hold everything in your heart so that you will get sick. Now for the two of us in this case, we really have no clue about finding any clues about water polo, and we haven't found any clues at all. But Uchiha Madara, don't be too impatient, everything must have a process, don't put too much pressure on yourself. That would overwhelm you. Advertisement No matter what All Might said, Uchiha Madara didn't have any reaction. Is it because he was too wordy? It made Uchiha Madara feel irritable, but he didn't feel it at all. At this time, All Might felt a little depressed. He had never encountered such a situation or anything, which made Uchiha Madara unhappy. Could it be that this case made him feel stressed and out of breath? Uchiha Madara standing on the street without saying a word, does he want to quit the case? All Might thinks this is not Uchiha Madara's way of doing things. Recalling that Uchiha Madara has always been a very good student in Hero's Academy, and she was very diligent and soon got the Hero's degree from Hero's Academy. Everyone can see the growth of Uchiha Madara. His grades have always been excellent, and he is an example for all of us to learn from. Teachers and students are very recognized. His Uchiha Madara put a lot of effort into studying at Hero's Academy, and he was never one to give up easily. Uchiha Madara is the pride and excellence of both teachers and students. At this moment, All Might thinks what is wrong with Uchiha Madara. What made him think so deeply, and also affected his mood? All Might turned around and said to Uchiha Madara. Otherwise, we will finish our task today and won't continue to look for water polo? Speaking of which, Uchiha Madara still didn't say a word and his face didn't react. Did he really encounter something difficult in his heart? Why didn't he tell me? Did this really give him a headache? All Might, who really did not understand what Uchiha Madara was thinking at this time, asked. Uchiha Madara, what is it that makes you so tangled? If you are unhappy, you can tell me directly and I can help you share it. No matter what he said, Uchiha Madara didn't respond. He was really angry. What made him so entangled? Don't you believe that your friend will betray our relationship, not just a day or two? All Might has always regarded Uchiha Madara as his best friend who will bear the burden together. Are there any secrets between me and you? If you are good friends, there should be no secrets. Faced with Uchiha Madara, this attitude All Might is really angry and annoyed. All Might is asking Uchiha Madara, are we continuing to look for water polo on the street, or are we looking for a place to eat? Uchiha Madara, you decide, whether to continue looking for water polo, or choose to eat, come to you to decide. He is too hungry to walk now. Don't waste time on the street, it's noon now and it's time to eat. Uchiha Madara, I saw a noodle shop opposite, let's eat there. Advertisement seeing that the facade of this noodle restaurant is very atmospheric and it feels very clean, let's eat here, Uchiha Madara said, you decide. It's All Might and Uchiha Madara again. We came to this noodle shop. There are about 5 or 6 tables in this noodle shop, and 4 of them are full. Uchiha Madara and I found an empty table and sat down. The boss brought us 2 bowls of beef noodles. One heard that the noodles in your noodle shop taste very good. Let's try it too, 99. If you eat well, we can introduce some friends to you. The boss is very happy to hear All Might's words and thank you. 0, asterisk asterisk. Thank you brother, thank you 2 brothers, you are welcome to visit our shop often. The business of this small shop is really good, and there is an endless stream of people eating. Because it is in the form of fast food, it may also be for convenience, because the people who call the shop to eat noodles are just trying to save time. At this time, the boss brought 2 bowls of beef noodles, and All Might put another bowl of noodles in front of Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara's mood was still very low. Uchiha Madara, hurry up and eat the noodles, it won't be good if it gets cold for a while. After eating the noodles, you can think about what to do next. When you arrive to see Uchiha Madara, pick up the chopsticks and want to say something in front of you. Do you want to be Uchiha Madara after eating the noodles and then study what to do? Keep looking for the water polo or put the water polo first. All Might told Uchiha Madara that since there is no water polo in this place, we can put aside the matter of looking for the water polo for now. Although it is difficult to find the water polo, she is the only clue to solve this case, so Uchiha Madara must find it. If this case is solved, it is worthy of our hero's qualification certificate, and it is better for those who died because of this case. Only through this case can he prove his ability. If this case is broken, it can prove everyone's ability. How can he show it? Uchiha Madara's special ability can play the best role. So we both have firm beliefs, don't give up because of a little difficulty, the process is long, but the result is the most gratifying to us. Because only through this, the results will prove his ability, so must insist that there is no reason to give up. Uchiha Madara heard All Might say these words and let the facial expression of his firm belief relax. Uchiha Madara's expression was not as embarrassing as before. Think All Might is right, since we can't find water polo here, there's no need to waste time here and look elsewhere. At this moment Uchiha Madara thought about Senju Hashirama, the criminal who wanted to catch him immediately and bring her to justice. At this time, All Might and Uchiha Madara walked out of the noodle shop and went back to the hero's academy to discuss with the dean, what should we do next? Now All Might and Uchiha Madara are also very confused because they can't find the water polo. They really need famous teachers to guide them, how to find clues and how to find the water polo next. All Might and Uchiha Madara are really at a loss now how to solve the case and how to find the water polo. This is what they are most concerned about at the moment, because they are very confused now and don't know where to start. When I think of this, All Might and Uchiha Madara really had no clue. I don't know how it is so good. Chapter 159 Advertisement. Chapter 159 All Might, seeing that Uchiha Madara in front of him has not spoken all the time, he feels what is thinking in his heart. Is he thinking about how to find the water polo? Uchiha Madara can't solve the problem. If there's no progress on this, let's not waste our time here. At this time, seeing the helpless expression on Uchiha Madara's face, thinking of his own righteousness, there is nowhere to make All Might think of how Uchiha Madara was in the eyes of the dean and the students when he was in Hero's academy. The otherworldly temperament is extraordinary and different. All Might and Uchiha Madara have been together for a long time. All Might sees every move of Uchiha Madara. At that time, Uchiha Madara was the envy of everyone in Hero's academy. This guy is incredibly smart, different from others. And it's outstanding in every way. All Might has never seen such a good person as Uchiha Madara, and he made himself his best friend. All Might is very lucky to have met such a good buddy, and a good classmate with an upright body really made him feel that he was lucky for 3 lives. That's why All Might likes to work with him and likes Uchiha Madara's fighting spirit to solve the case, so he thinks about solving this case with Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara's ingenuity has allowed him to obtain the Hero's qualification from the Hero's academy in just a few months. His potential is something that cannot be learned by others. It's really not easy to do. Uchiha Madara is now at a loss in the face of this case. Thinking of his superior's trust in him, he must make achievements to prove his strength. Now the director of this case is also taking it very seriously. It is also challenging Uchiha Madara's ability. At this time, Uchiha Madara was also very tangled because the case was not progressing. There has been no news from Senju Hashirama. If the case of Senju Hashirama is not found, the case will never be solved. If so, it will be looked down upon by the people around him. So now Uchiha Madara's heart is very entangled and confused. All Might is very distressed to see him behave like this. Knowing that Uchiha Madara's psychological pressure is so great, don't look at him and don't say it, but it's all shown on his face. Because this face is a mirror of the internal organs. No matter how you try to hide your expression, you can't hide it. Everyone knows that the appearance is born from the heart, and the heart changes from the appearance. When your heart changes, your appearance will naturally change. A person's character can be seen from a person's face. Uchiha Madara's face is full of his extraordinary personality. He is a smart and capable young man with both quirks and is an idol in the eyes of many girls. This time, I can work with Uchiha Madara to jointly take over this case. Because this case was invited by All Might, if it wasn't for All Might's sake, I wouldn't take this case. After all, this case is a very tricky one, and I have let it go for more than half a year. Advertisement, but the chief of Earth Fields handed the case to us. Uchiha Madara will definitely do her best to break this case. Because the head of the Toda division heard others know about Uchiha Madara's situation in Hero's Academy, he was a very good student, so he decided to hand over this difficult case to Uchiha Madara, believing that he has the ability to take on a heavy responsibility. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw All Might, with confusion on his face. I said to him, since I promised you, you don't have to worry about solving this case with you. Hearing Uchiha Madara say this, his heart finally fell. Although All Might thinks that he is also a big neon hero, he is a little worse than Uchiha Madara, so this case must be cooperated with Uchiha Madara so that this case can be understood as soon as possible. But in the process of development, there will be many difficulties and obstacles. But here is Uchiha Madara, that's not one to give up easily. Because he knows that Uchiha Madara is a heavyweight, and it is very powerful, how could he miss this person in front of him? If you get his help and get his approval, everything will be done with half the effort. Uchiha Madara thought that All Might made him join in this case, and even if he just didn't want to participate, he couldn't dismiss All Might's face. Today, Uchiha Madara and All Might came to the office of the director of the Department of Earth and Fields. Seeing the unhappy expression on the director's face, they knew that he was worried that the case was not going well, because the leadership is not easy to be a good leader. Yes, the case has not progressed and there is no way to explain it to the superior. How's the case going? Did you find any clues about the water polo, and did Senju Hashirama find it? Uchiha Madara and I have been investigating this matter, and we have not found any clues, but the director can rest assured that we must solve the case in the shortest time, and we will never let the director lose face in front of his superiors. Well, you two, check it out. I still have something to do, so go ahead and do it. At this time Uchiha Madara drank All Might and left the director's office. At this moment, All Might started to investigate the case. At this moment, All Might was a little confused. When he saw Uchiha Madara in front of him, he didn't know what kind of depression he was thinking. When I was with Hero's Academy, how could I suddenly become like this by myself? My attitude has completely changed. Is it because I don't want to solve the case with myself? Don't you want to investigate this case? Since I don't want to, can I say it directly? Why don't we just go home? Why stand up on the street and don't know where to go? Silly standing there without saying a word. Uchiha Madara's character, sometimes very stubborn and especially stubborn, at this moment Uchiha Madara really does not say a word, which makes it difficult to understand. Advertisement. This stubborn character is incomprehensible. When Uchiha Madara didn't say a word, All Might can guess what he was thinking in his heart. Are people who are different from others with such a kind of personality and different from others? The way of doing things is beyond the imagination of others. Could it be that Uchiha Madara is testing my patience? Is it necessary that we have known each other for so long? We all know each other. It may be that Uchiha Madara has been on the street, and he never found the whereabouts of the water polo, which made him distracted and thinking about how to find this water polo. Let the case have only one progress. In this case, he may be interested in it. You let him see it, and hope that after walking around the street for a few hours, he has never found the shadow of the water polo. Some are angry, and have some emotions. I should understand Uchiha Madara. No matter what kind of expression I see in his current mood, I should accept it, because after all, I brought it into this case. The case never progressed, which made Uchiha Madara feel some emotions. All Might, I don't think Uchiha Madara will, because such a little thing affects his emotions. After all, people who do big things must be generous in their hearts, so why put their emotions on their faces? But Uchiha Madara doesn't know that such emotions directly affect the mood of others. At this moment, All Might is wondering if Uchiha Madara's mood is 3.6 because he feels timid and cowardly. All Might, it's incredible that Uchiha Madara is not such a person. From what All Might knows about Uchiha Madara is definitely not a timid person. It is also a kind of comfort to give these innocent souls an account to their families. Keep observing the movements around you to see if you can find the whereabouts of the water polo. After all, the water polo is the only clue in this case. Thinking of this, Uchiha Madara will do her best to solve the case and be worthy of those who died. At this moment, the two of them chatted while walking in the eyes of two people on the street, as if looking for the line of desire. To give them a statement, to give justice to these innocent souls, and to let them be in the spirit of heaven is also a kind of comfort. So Uchiha Madara wanted to use this demand to find a clue. The two walked on the street for a long time without any gain. So, see if there are any good sellers of balloons on the street, and ask about the trend of water polo. Chapter 160 Great Wisdom and Bravery Advertisement. Chapter 160 Great Wisdom and Bravery. At this moment, an angry look appeared on Uchiha Madara's face, feeling that All Might was slipping his legs. There is bound to be some resentment. Seeing Uchiha Madara with such an expression made him irritable and ridiculous. He couldn't blame him entirely, after all. Uchiha Madara was still very young, and in his eyes, he was like a little brother who didn't grow up. Although Uchiha Madara's character is a bit stubborn and willful, but seeing his advantages can be tolerated. Uchiha Madara has a unique temperament, and her IQ and EQ are particularly high. She has a powerful force on her body, and she can learn anything faster. His brain is very flexible and his thinking is very quick. All Might is very optimistic about him because of this. This kid is smart, he does things well, and he has never been a frizzy person. All Might admires this very much and is willing to cooperate with smart people like him. It's easy and works very well together. At this moment, a happy smile appeared on Uchiha Madara's face, because he didn't want to put everything on his face and didn't want to worry about everything. Since we cooperated with All Might to investigate this O5 case, we must make concerted efforts to make this case well. But now Uchiha Madara is really confused and doesn't know where to start. The first is to find the whereabouts of Senju Hashirama and where the water polo is. These are the only two clues. Senju Hashirama, the criminal who catches him, must punish him well, because the crime he committed has affected those innocent people. His crime is unforgivable, although it is your impulsive, one-time fault makes many families suffer misfortune, and makes many children lose their parents and the warmth of their families. How painful the growth of these children is because of your own fault. So many innocent families, some children lost their fathers, some children lost their mothers, and some parents died, so that children have to bear these painful experiences. Whatever the law punishes Senju Hashirama cannot make up for his heinous crimes. Thinking of these, Uchiha Madara secretly made up his mind to continue to catch this murderer, and to let the law punish Senju Hashirama severely and let him know that he had committed an unforgivable crime. After all, capturing Senju Hashirama is not an easy task. Advertisement: so many criminals have died in the detention center now, after all, they are all innocent. Although these criminals have committed heinous crimes, they have already subverted the law, have been punished by the law, and imprisoned for life in prison is their due crime. These criminals can't just die in vain like this. So Uchiha Madara wants to help All Might complete this arduous task, solve the case as soon as possible, and give justice to those innocent souls, so that they can get a little comfort in the spirit of heaven. Uchiha Madara was very angry when he thought about Senju Hashirama, the criminal who ran away. He made up his mind secretly that he must bring Senju Hashirama to justice and not let him go unpunished. It is an account for the family of the deceased. At this time, All Might saw Uchiha Madara's attitude as very clear. Ishin wants to catch Senju Hashirama, but Senju Hashirama is also very cunning. His whereabouts are unpredictable. Although Senju Hashirama is cunning, there is always something to show. At times, he couldn't have done everything so neatly. These cases of Senju Hashirama should be carried out step by step, so as not to miss some details of the case. It is necessary to carry out the investigation step by step, so as not to miss some details related to the case. At this point, Uchiha Madara turned around and watched All Might tell him that the case was not urgent. First of all, you need to know where Senju Hashirama is active recently, All Might said. I can first ask my good buddy who lives in the wealthy area of Jietongshin to help him find out about Senju Hashirama's whereabouts. Because of people like Senju Hashirama, he has frequent contacts with rich and powerful people. 35. Senju Hashirama, I want to use the power of these people to protect myself. First of all, I learn to socialize with these people and deal with them every day. Because Senju Hashirama wants to use the power of these people to protect himself, but also to inform himself. That's why Senju Hashirama is walking back and forth in the bustling and wealthy streets every day. When I think, I can live freely, why would I lead myself astray? Senju Hashirama let go of a lifelong, unforgivable mistake. Every time Senju Hashirama thinks about this, he regrets that he is not a bad person, so why did he let himself go on the path of crime? The so-called greed is a word that makes him go the wrong way. People often say this sentence, greedy for small gains and big losses. No matter what you do, don't be too greedy. Many people are greedy because of this. Let yourself lose yourself and lose the direction of being a man. Advertisement: although it is my own fault, it is my children and parents who are implicated. When I think about it, what if I get caught in the future? Who will take care of the money around me? When Senju Hashirama thought of his family and his dearest, he felt very regretful. When he believed in his good friend before doing business with him, he was willing to trust his best friend and became a good friend. Thinking of these, Senju Hashirama's heart is full of repentance, and if he hadn't taken the wrong path and chose the wrong direction in life, he would not have left himself cornered. Senju Hashirama's good friend, let him also be a serious business, doing a serious business, so improper management, he lost all the money you made for so many years. In desperation, when he chose a side door, he thought of Senju Hashirama. Senju Hashirama was deceived by his good friend's rhetoric. It turns out that Senju Hashirama's living standard is also very general and he is constantly looking for opportunities to change his living conditions. It was at this time that his good friend found him. He will have such a good opportunity and also a chance to change the fate of the family. Do you want to join me in this? What kind of opportunity is it? It can really change our living situation and change our destiny. Senju Hashirama has been looking for such an opportunity, because now in life, I am what Senju Hashirama wants. Senju Hashirama wants to stand out, to be looked up to by others, to be the pride of his parents, and to be a role model for his children. Today's Senju Hashirama has to make such a choice. There are really not many opportunities in one's life, but to see if you can really seize the opportunity is always prepared by a discerning person. There really won't be too many opportunities in a person's life, but it depends on whether you can really grasp it. A smart person will see with his eyes, and his ideas will be very advanced in the future. At this time, Senju Hashirama looked at his good friend and said to him, You know what? Senju Hashirama is an unprecedented opportunity. I know that you have always wanted to change your destiny, so I will tell you this opportunity. 5. Although our experiences are different, our dream of success is the same, and we all share the same dream, that is, to change the destiny of ourselves and our family. At this moment, we can no longer waste time and energy, we must succeed quickly. Because filial parents can't wait to educate children, they must succeed quickly. Everyone wants to be successful, but success is definitely not higher than you. He needs to put in all his efforts, because your efforts are directly proportional to your returns. Senju Hashirama has a great opportunity like this, don't miss his good friend. Through Senju Hashirama's eyes, he can clearly feel Senju Hashirama's desire for success. Looking at the good friend in front of me, I am full of gratitude for the good news he brought. It is really not easy to make such a good friend in this life. Senju Hashirama's childhood experiences made a shadow in his heart. Because his father's gamble completely ruined the family, Senju Hashirama set great ambitions since he was a child. Chapter 161 Otherworldly Advertisement Chapter 161 Otherworldly. All Might admires this great hero, S, from the Hero, S, Academy very much. His temperament is extraordinary and he has a powerful force. Uchiha Madara has a unique temperament, really a bit unusual temperament. This is what All Might admires most about his quick thinking. Doing very well in all aspects, no matter what you learn, you can accept it very quickly. These advantages of Uchiha Madara are all worthy of All Might to learn from him. He likes to work with Uchiha Madara to realize his dream of life. All Might thought that being with such a wonderful person would make his life more exciting. Speaking of Uchiha Madara, she is really a talented person, and she is an idol in everyone's mind and a benchmark in everyone's mind. Uchiha Madara is very reliable in speaking and doing things. He is more trustworthy, and he will do things wherever he says. I am very clear about this, if he is a person who is not trustworthy. Based on this point of Uchiha Madara, I made this friend. If not enough to know about All Might versus Uchiha Madara, All Might will not take the case and let Uchiha Madara work with him. Although Uchiha Madara was not very familiar with the case when he first came into contact with this case, but through All Might's explanation to Uchiha Madara, he had a certain understanding of the case, and also had some eyes on the case. This case is quite tricky. After arriving at this case, he was a little overwhelmed. At this time, All Might saw the expression on Uchiha Madara's face and knew that Uchiha Madara was worried about this case. After all, he was also a young man who just graduated from Hero S College. Students. Although I am very good and work hard, after all, my experience is not rich enough. The things I learned in school and the things in the books are really very little in the process of practice. At this time, All Might knew that Uchiha Madara's worries were speaking to him. Advertisement. You don't have to worry about this case, because what about me? The combined strength of two people is infinite strength. All Might saw the helpless longing in Uchiha Madara's confused eyes. Uchiha Madara, don't worry, I will wish you a helping hand, since I found you. I believe in your ability, I will cooperate everywhere. You, solve this case as soon as possible. To be honest, when I first started writing this case, All Might didn't have a clue, because this case, after more than half a year of being here and there, did not solve the case, because many clues about this case could not be found, and the people involved, some are no longer alive. Uchiha Madara, you don't have to worry that there will always be a breakthrough in the case, we can find some exits from the clues left behind. Since the director has handed this case to you and me, it is a recognition of the trust of both of us in Uchiha Madara and the old work ability. Because Shu Chong heard something about you at Hero S Academy. He thinks that you are a brave and resourceful person who thinks very quickly and does things neatly. It depends on the trust of the director in you, so Uchiha Madara must solve this case to explain to the director and those family members. It is also a recognition of Uchiha Madara's work and a platform for Uchiha Madara to develop the fastest in the future. So don't put too much pressure on yourself in the case of Uchiha Madara. If you are under such pressure, All Might will not feel very comfortable because after all, this case is Uchiha Madara found by All Might. If Uchiha Madara is not willing to take this case, the case All Might can force him either. All Might would not force others to impose this case on Uchiha Madara. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw some confusion on All Might's face, and also knew what All Might was thinking and took the initiative to tell All Might. All Might, you don't have to worry, since I have closed this case, I will do my best. If I do not complete this case, it will have a great impact on your future work. You don't have to think too much, as long as we both you can rest assured that this case will be done well with your concerted efforts. Hearing what Uchiha Madara said from his heart gave him a little comfort. He felt that Uchiha Madara could think about problems from his own perspective, and he was really grateful that Uchiha Madara could help him for his own future. In this regard, All Might must fully cooperate. Why did All Might find Uchiha Madara in this case? Uchiha Madara's ability All Might knows. Whether it is Uchiha Madara's ability or character, there is no doubt about it, because All Might knows. Uchiha Madara is a top student at Hero S Academy, and his reputation in the school is also famous for being able to find such excellent people to work with and do this case together. All Might feels himself. Advertisement. I am very fortunate to be able to work with such an excellent person. If this case is successful, it will be a successful step for Uchiha Madara and All Might. Through this step, All Might and Uchiha Madara will have a bright future. All Might, thinking of the success of this case, showed the joy of success on his face. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw the expression on All Might's face, and I also had an indescribable joy in my heart. After all, this word is a big piece of good news for both of them. It is a platform and a ladder on the road to their success. Therefore, this time, we must seize the opportunity and don't miss it. Such an opportunity, if you miss it, you will really miss the opportunity of your life. There really won't be too many, so you must seize the opportunity when it comes, because everyone knows that the road to success is not easy. There will be ups and downs. There is a saying that failure is the mother of success. If you don't experience failure in life, how can you have success, and how can you get reward if you don't pay? So no matter what you do, you must first pay before thinking of reward, because giving and reward it is directly proportional, just like investment and risk are also proportional. If you don't invest, there will be no risk and no results, so if you want to succeed, you must redouble your efforts and pay more. Go through these ups and downs and through these storms to see the rainbow, for Uchiha Madara. His life experience is his growth process. Uchiha Madara's ability to see things wrong is also very useful, because he has lived in such a family environment since he was a child and has endured hardships and stand hard work. Needless to say, today Uchiha Madara encountered such a situation. 1. He will definitely seize this opportunity, because through this opportunity, his life will reach a peak, no matter how difficult the case is, how scratching his head. Uchiha Madara secretly makes up his mind when he thinks of success. If you want to be successful, how can you be successful if you don't work hard? Will there be a pie in the sky? Will there be a free lunch? There is really no one who wants to be successful and must rely on themselves to achieve everything they want in life, to prove their strength, show their families to the students of Hero's Academy, and let them know their efforts. Wang Haohao. At this time, All Might saw Uchiha Madara's ambition in his eyes, because there was a power of success in his eyes. This kind of power made All Might hope to see the desire to succeed. The day when All Might and Uchiha Madara will work together to handle this case is just around the corner. All Might said that now our dream has a ladder of success. What is the next move? Uchiha Madara, sit down. This is the time All Might put the case in front of Uchiha Madara and said. Backquote. You first look at these cases to see the facts of the crimes explained by these criminals, what they have done, and the evidence they have explained. Through these evidences, we are going to look for clues. In this case, there will be some goals and some clues. 99. It's better to act instead of waiting. The director of this case and All Might said that the only clue is to find the water polo, but now the water polo has no clues to find Uchiha Madara in China Shadow. If you take this water polo as a clue, as a breakthrough point, start with the water polo. Chapter 162 Hero's Spirit Advertisement. Chapter 162 Hero's Spirit. All Might is thinking at this moment, Uchiha Madara doesn't believe in his own strength. Should he be a very confident person? How do you believe in your own abilities? Isn't he the Uchiha Madara he knew before? The previous Uchiha Madara was full of self-confidence and longing for the future. All Might thought, here I think Uchiha Madara should not be an indecisive person. Although Uchiha Madara's character is very stubborn, he is full of justice and has a hero's spirit. At this time All Might said to Uchiha Madara, are you the Uchiha Madara I knew before? Now you have become unrecognizable to me. I really don't know what hit you and made you become the attitude you are today. All Might thinks Uchiha Madara has become incredible. The former Uchiha Madara exudes a kind of power that can make people feel that his temperament is extraordinary and different. This life can be with a good friend like him. All Might. I am very happy, and I feel very fortunate to have met him. At this time, All Might said to Uchiha Madara, Uchiha Madara, if you regard me as a good buddy, you can tell me your heart. No matter what problem you encounter, I will help you solve the money. Don't hold it in your heart. That would make you sick. The current Uchiha Madara is completely different from the original him, which makes All Might think, how did Uchiha Madara become what he is today? Has the Hero's Academy changed him over the years? If so, I should enlighten Uchiha Madara well to boost his self-confidence and self-esteem. Uchiha Madara's achievements in the Hero's Academy are obvious to all. This Hero's Academy is a place where talents are achieved and shaped. Now no matter what Uchiha Madara thinks, all Might can do is to inspire and encourage him to bring Uchiha Madara back to the way he was before, which is the result All Might most wants to see at this time. All Might has been thinking and guessing in his heart. Did something happen to Uchiha Madara's house? He refused to tell himself that Uchiha Madara didn't consider himself a real good friend and didn't want to share his unhappiness with him. He is a man. All Might knows Uchiha Madara very well. He never brings unhappy emotions to the people around him. Then Uchiha Madara can't keep everything in his heart and carry everything by himself. He will be too tired and the pressure inside will be even greater. Advertisement. All Might also feels lost and helpless now. Treating Uchiha Madara, the current mental state, All Might is thinking that he must help the child solve his mental problems. If his psychological problems are not resolved in time, it will affect his work. Uchiha Madara will not be fully committed to work. What kind of environment is All Might trying to bring Uchiha Madara into? Will Uchiha Madara change your current life situation? At this time, All Might thought of a good idea. Why not invite Uchiha Madara to drink some wine, because it is said that it is also a good thing. At least it can numb his brain and heart when he is intelligent. Seeing Uchiha Madara sitting there in a very depressed mood, without saying a word, with a helplessness in his eyes, All Might looked at Uchiha Madara like this, and he really felt sorry for him. Said to Uchiha Madara, you don't want me to take you to a good place to relax now. Let's find a place to have a drink and have a drink to relieve the pressure in your heart. What do you think? Uchiha Madara saw All Might's good intentions towards him, so he couldn't refuse All Might's kindness, so he had to go with All Might. All Might and Uchiha Madara came out from the gate of Hero's College. The two of them were wearing clothes on the street, thinking about walking, and watching on the street. Is there a place to be quiet, a place where no one disturbs, and have a good talk heart? All Might and Uchiha Madara were walking on the street, and when they saw that there were so many people on the street, It seemed that the street was very lively today, as if it was a festival. All Might wondered if today was a special holiday. When he was so busy with work that he forgot that All Might had a carefree personality, he was not a very careful person and did not pay attention to details. But All Might's feelings for Uchiha Madara are different, because they are good friends for many years. Let's take care, good friends are normal. Although All Might is usually a carefree person, today's All Might can also feel that Uchiha Madara is depressed and unhappy, as if there is something particularly unpleasant in his heart. From the expression on Uchiha Madara's face, you can feel that Uchiha Madara has encountered something that doesn't open his heart, AFDG. As Uchiha Madara's good friend, All Might really wants to help him to relieve Uchiha Madara from the troubles in his heart. If Uchiha Madara's psychological problems are not dealt with well, it will definitely affect the case. At this time, All Might turned his head to Uchiha Madara and said, "Is my good brother happy? I see that you are not happy, and I am not happy. I really want to know what you are thinking about in your heart. If you take me as your best friend, you should talk to me." At this time, Uchiha Madara heard what All Might said. There was no expression on his face, he just stared at All Might with big eyes and did not react. All Might wanted to know what Uchiha Madara was thinking and how he could know what's on Uchiha Madara's mind. Advertisement. All Might feels right now that the best way to do it is drunk Uchiha Madara, so that Uchiha Madara can tell himself the unhappy things in his heart. Thinking of this, All Might saw that there are many stores on the street, and saw that the stores on this street are all clothing, food, supermarkets and fruit shops. Don't see places to drink. At this time, All Might took Uchiha Madara to another street, and All Might suddenly remembered that there is a good place for heart to heart. Because the environment of the place is very close to the place, there are not many people usually. Because he was so far from the pickup center, many people didn't find such a good place, and this place was brought to him by a cousin of All Might. At that time, my cousin brought her here to relax and decompress him, so All Might suddenly thought of Uchiha Madara in this good place. Let him calm down and relieve his inner irritability and stress. Uchiha Madara, come with me quickly. I suddenly thought of a good place. That place is very quiet and especially suitable for heart-to-heart conversations. You must not be as good as you are now when you come to that place. Have a chat that opens up to me. Not a single bit of concealment. 99. It's a little rustic, and when you come in and see the decorations in this room, it makes people feel relaxed and happy and want to stay here for a long time. All Might is also very happy in his heart. He can help Uchiha Madara relieve the pressure from worry. As a good friend, what should he do? What is a good friend for? It is used to share and complain. People living in the downtown area all year round see only reinforced concrete and rarely see the environment of green manor. This is the way of life of modern people. The pace of life is very fast. The pressure of life is very high. Although the standard of living has improved, the pressure that comes with it has also become greater. At this time, All Might and Uchiha Madara found a place well done. The decoration of this small shop is very chic. Such a bustling downtown area feels that people are busy with their lives every day, and everyone feels a lot of pressure in their hearts. Uchiha Madara looked at the surroundings and felt a little more open, because the place was full of green life. Let him see that Uchiha Madara's facial expression seemed to stretch, and a slight smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. At this time, All Might brought Uchiha Madara to this secluded place. The daily work and daily entertainment make everyone physically and mentally exhausted. Chapter 163 Advertisement. Chapter 163 Uchiha Madara feels very happy because of All Might's meticulous care for Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara hadn't experienced this kind of warm, family-like feeling for a long time. The big brother's care for him has surpassed that of his lover. At this time, Uchiha Madara is very grateful for All Might's care for him. At this time, Uchiha Madara was very grateful when he saw All Might, because with him by his side, he would not feel lonely, nor would he feel lonely. At least there is a person to talk to, who can tell his heart to him, because Uchiha Madara is also a single seedling at home and has no brothers and sisters. What happened at work? I don't want to tell my parents that I don't want to put too much pressure on them, and I have to take care of everything myself. At this time, All Might picked up the glass and said, "Good brother, let's have a toast. Don't put yourself under so much pressure. Life always has to face. What kind of attitude you take to face life, life will give you what kind of attitude. State, it's not as good as our happy life. Uchiha Madara, now you don't have to think about anything. You should face life bravely and face the pressure of life. Everyone's life will not be smooth sailing, and they will not be happy forever. There will be some happy and unhappy things in eternal happiness, accompanied by seeing you. How to face such a life? People will definitely experience ups and downs in their life and experience all kinds of setbacks and hardships. That is the test of life for you. Life is also like a game. This game depends on how you play it. If you play well, you are the winner. If you don't play well, you are the loser. So Uchiha Madara, you have to face the pressure that life brings to you. Do you think you are the most unfortunate person? Now that you have just walked out of Hero's Academy, you will face more things in the future, so you must learn to bear the pressure of life and fight against all kinds of setbacks, which is inevitable. Don't think that everyone's life is happy and lucky. Don't think that you are the most unfortunate, as if the whole world owes you. In fact, in life, you will have many, many unfortunate people. Think about what you are unhappy about now. You can only build a new future with your ability and IQ. What else do you have to complain about? You see how many people are envious of you and your ability, envy your knowledge. How many people are jealous of you, so now you must not be like this. You must change your mentality, make yourself stronger, and you must experience the storm. How can you see the rainbow? Advertisement. Uchiha Madara heard All Might say. Don't worry, All Might, I will be strong. I must change my mentality, change my way of life, and make my heart strong enough. At this time, Uchiha Madara was very grateful to All Might for his sincere companionship. He really opened his heart to think that this is what a real good friend can do. If it is not a real good friend, who would care about your life or death? Are your emotions related to others? Who cares about your mood swings? So people should learn to be grateful and be grateful to those around them. Every good friend is a treasure given to you by God. So you must learn to be grateful. Learn to cherish this good friend in front of you. Can you have everything by cherishing it? Thinking of this, Uchiha Madara is very happy, and her mood suddenly improves, and she is not as troubled as before. At this time, All Might saw Uchiha Madara's expression stretched out and a bright smile appeared on his face. All Might felt that this wine was a good thing. Uchiha Madara had a few glasses of wine. The whole person also relaxed. Not as stretched as before, All Might felt it was the right time to bring Uchiha Madara to this place. At least the environment is relaxing. People living in the bustling downtown area for a long time will inevitably have some pressure in their hearts. It is also very good to find a good place with green water in Aoyama to change your mood. After Uchiha Madara, we will often come to this place. Let's change the mood to relieve the pressure of work. Uchiha Madara listened to All Might's words, nodded to All Might and said, "Okay, thank you for bringing me into Yuga's environment, which freed my heart. Thank you very much, this good friend. You are a gift from God, and I will definitely cherish it." Uchiha Madara, don't think about anything now, just think about your heart quietly. How should we start this case? After all, we have already taken over this case, and since we have taken over it, we must do it well. Otherwise, how will the people around you see it and feel that you have no ability to do things well? Uchiha Madara has just stepped out of the society and his life experience is very shallow. It takes social experience to make him grow and mature. So what should All Might think of himself at this moment? Because in front of him, this Uchiha Madara who looks like a big child and a little adult. After all, Uchiha Madara is the youngest among the Hero's Academy students, and her character is very innocent and cute, and she is so simple. No matter what happens, he puts it on his face and never hides it in his heart, because he is such a quirks. All Might likes Uchiha Madara's frankness, this kind of simplicity without any scheming, very simple. So what does All Might really appreciate about the students at the Hero's Academy? Because these students are as innocent, sincere and lovely as Uchiha Madara, and it is because of this integrity that All Might is willing to be close to them. Advertisement 0. For flowers. I like being with these students, because being with them makes me feel a lot younger. At this moment, All Might really has no choice but to talk to him with Uchiha Madara. Because he is too young and his mind is very fragile, he cannot withstand blows and any setbacks. Now Uchiha Madara has experienced the polishing of life to make him mature, stable and atmospheric. Uchiha Madara sat there and saw the big brother in front of him treat him like a family member, but no matter what. At this moment, Uchiha Madara is very happy, and it is a kind of happiness that someone cares about it. At the same time, it is also very contented, because Uchiha Madara travels through this Hero's Academy and has almost no friends. I always feel alone, and I have crossed into this game alone. Suddenly, there is such an amiable and lovely big brother. Uchiha Madara's psychological feeling is really a kind of happiness, but also a kind of luck. Being able to have such a big brother by my side, I no longer know that I am alone, and I also have good buddies and good friends. Because he came to this Hero's Academy without knowing anyone and almost no good friends, now Uchiha Madara feels that All Might is really important in his heart. It is also a kind of help for his future, and he is also his guide. Now Uchiha Madara has no reason to reject this good brother from the heart, and really treats him like his parents. He suddenly couldn't react a bit. Take it slow, all this happened too suddenly. Could it be that all this was arranged by God? Otherwise, how to explain all this? This cartoon is very familiar to Uchiha Madara, which made him suddenly, but he became the protagonist of this cartoon, and also became the strong hero. Uchiha Madara also felt incredible. Uchiha Madara now feels that All Might is coaxing him to feel a sense of pride and joy in his heart. Uchiha Madara thinks that he must cherish the All Might in front of him. It turns out that he was living a good life in the modern age and suddenly he has crossed over and came to this Hero's Academy, and he hasn't reacted yet. Really treat it as a brother from the heart, a closest family member. All of a sudden he's a strong man. He feels like he's so powerful, he can control the world. What makes him so powerful? Uchiha Madara really doesn't want to accept this kind of life and doesn't want to travel to this Hero's Academy, but this matter is not up to him. Now there is no way to change but to accept the reality. He really wants to find a way to travel back to his modern life, of course. Is it the power of transcendence? Chapter 164 Fearless? Advertisement Chapter 164 Fearless. Uchiha Madara felt that he suddenly came to the Hero's Academy. All this happened too fast, and now Uchiha Madara can only let nature take its course. Now that he has traveled to the Hero's Academy, this may be an opportunity for Uchiha Madara, or it may be arranged by God. Uchiha Madara really can't change back to his own era, and now Uchiha Madara is like the Superman in the cartoon. He has a kind of power. This power is huge, like the big Hero's omnipotent. Uchiha Madara doesn't know what's going on. How could he suddenly pass through the environment of Hero's Academy? Uchiha Madara came to this Hero's Academy. It's really uncomfortable to look at the surrounding environment. It's too unfamiliar to me. Uchiha Madara saw this and suddenly wanted to go back to his own time and live the life he wanted. But the current Uchiha Madara really can't change, and can only accept it happily, although she has crossed to the Hero's Academy. It was really a test for Uchiha Madara to start 637, study in this hero's academy and start his life again to hero's academy. Uchiha Madara, the teacher, dean and student here, is not familiar with any of them and he feels very unfamiliar here. In this hero's academy Uchiha Madara has no good friends. To re-establish this relationship, it is good or bad for Uchiha Madara to travel here. Uchiha Madara is also a little confused in the face of all this, and I don't know what to do, so I can only face it with joy. This may be a chance for him to try, so let him travel to hero's to learn. Although Uchiha Madara transmigrated into hero's academy himself, it seemed that there was an additional energy. This energy plays a huge role in Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara really felt this infinite power. Having this power allows Uchiha Madara to help him no matter what he does in the future. No matter what happens, it can be saved. Uchiha Madara felt a little uncomfortable at the thought of living in this hero's academy from now on. But when I think about it, since I have traveled to this hero's academy, I have to learn to adapt to all the environment here. Because now Uchiha Madara has no choice but to accept it silently. At this time, the dean of the hero's academy came to Uchiha Madara and said to him, "Welcome, Uchiha Madara, you are welcome to come to our hero's academy to study. Don't worry, Uchiha Madara, I believe you will like it here." Of advertisement. When Uchiha Madara saw what was in front of him, the dean felt that the dean was an amiable dean without any official pretensions. Just like seeing my relatives, wearing Uchiha Madara also has a little comfort in my heart. Although I feel that this environment is unfamiliar, I need to slowly adapt to this environment and adapt to this big family. At this time, the dean of hero's college said to Uchiha Madara, "Student Uchiha Madara, come with me. I will take you to the classroom to meet the coaches and your students, and get acquainted with them." Going to the door of the classroom, the dean opened the door of the classroom. Uchiha Madara and the dean walked into the classroom and saw the coach in front of the podium. Now he is coaching a boy. This coach is about 40 years old. He is tall and looks very handsome, and he has a special temperament and a special atmosphere. You can tell at a glance that he has seen the world and has a certain social experience. At this time the dean of the hero's academy introduced Uchiha Madara to his coach. The dean said to the coach, "Come here, Coach Wang, and let me introduce you. This is a new student from our college named Uchiha Madara." At this time, Uchiha Madara nodded to the coach and said, "Hello coach, I will ask the coach to take care of me in the future. I will definitely become a good coach of the coach. Please rest assured, I will do what I say." At this time, the coach asked Uchiha Madara to return to his seat. The dean turned around and said to the coach, "Coach Wang, this student will be handed over to you. You have to bring it to me. I think this student is a malleable talent." After listening to the dean's words, the coach looked back at Uchiha Madara and thought that Uchiha Madara was a very good academy, and looked at Uchiha Madara up and down. I thought to myself, I will not fail the dean, I must train this student well and make him a useful person. This is me. Uchiha Madara is sitting in his seat and feels that the people around him are too unfamiliar to him. Really unfamiliar at all. Uchiha Madara felt a little awkward sitting in her seat. Uchiha Madara looked at the students in the front, back, left and right. The faces were unfamiliar faces that he had never seen before. The whole made Uchiha Madara feel very unnatural. Uchiha Madara suddenly thought, how did her life change all of a sudden? He used to think that the word, traveling, had nothing to do with him at all, but now Uchiha Madara was surprised that the word, traveling, happened to Uchiha Madara. Some time travel events are stories that happened in the anime world. How could it happen to me today? I really feel a little weird. The inexplicable Uchiha Madara thinks that it will come and go, and now no matter what Uchiha Madara thinks, it will not help. This matter of crossing over has already happened to him. This is something that Uchiha Madara never dreamed of. It was an accident and a gain for him. Let Uchiha Madara try the feeling of traveling through time and space. When one day Uchiha Madara returns to his own era, he will tell the story of the time travel to the friends around him. What a meaningful thing it will be. Advertisement. Uchiha Madara has traveled to this hero's academy. If you want to live in the hero's academy, Uchiha Madara has to be trained here and become a real hero's character zero. So Uchiha Madara will be trained in this hero's academy. Uchiha Madara also feels that the students around him are also curious about him. I also wanted to know where he came from. This kind of suspicious eyes made Uchiha Madara feel that this kind of suspicious eyes revealed the suspicious eyes of Uchiha Madara. I really want to know about Uchiha Madara's past. He really can't explain to the students around him how he came to this hero's academy. I haven't figured it out myself yet. How can I explain it to them? At this time, the coach looked at Uchiha Madara very suspiciously, and wanted to know how Uchiha Madara came to this hero's academy, and also wanted to know the origin of Uchiha Madara. Because everyone has curiosity, everyone's curiosity, Uchiha Madara can feel it from their eyes. Uchiha Madara felt that it was strange for him to travel through time and space. The things he wanted to travel through time and space were all played in cartoons and TV series. How did this happen to me today? Uchiha Madara can't figure it out. Today he has traveled through time and space. But his parents would not be able to see him. Uchiha Madara felt very sad and very guilty when he thought that his parents could not see him temporarily. This kind of thing shouldn't happen to me. I feel ashamed of my parents. I let my parents worry too much. When Uchiha Madara thought about this, the sour tears in her heart couldn't stop flowing. No matter what Uchiha Madara thinks now, is he back in his own time for the time being? So students who go to Hero's Academy must undergo such devilish training. Does Uchiha Madara at this moment think that he should also undergo this kind of test? 3.6 To be honest, Uchiha Madara really doesn't like this unfamiliar environment and wants to quickly travel back to her own era to play with her friends and parents, and live happily together. He knew that he had to be trained in this Hero's Academy no matter what, and one day he could get the Hero's qualification certificate from the new Hero's Academy. Now Uchiha Madara suddenly crosses the Hero's Academy and has to accept the fact. This is what Uchiha Madara desires most to represent his abilities. If it is not this way of training, although they will not grow at all, they will not get better exercise. We can only silently accept this fact, otherwise, what else can we do? Now Uchiha Madara can only be trained by the coach every day, and the training at the Hero's Academy is like the devil's training. Uchiha Madara is really speechless and doesn't want to think about anything, just accept the reality. Chapter 165 Advertisement Chapter 165 Uchiha Madara did not expect that he would have such an opportunity to become a powerful person in the cartoon and become the most important character in the cartoon. Uchiha Madara suddenly thought that he had become a strong man in the cartoon, and was very happy. It is also an experience for Uchiha Madara. Anyway, Uchiha Madara is very curious at this moment. In fact, I have become an important character in the cartoon. I can't imagine how I can travel through time and space. I can't believe this is true. Uchiha Madara really wanted to find out how could he possibly travel through. He really couldn't believe that this was the truth, whether Uchiha Madara accepted it now or not. This is something that cannot be changed. When Uchiha Madara was training at Hero's Academy, Uchiha Madara was really overwhelmed by this hard training method. Because Uchiha Madara, who is living now, is used to living a life of food and clothing, and open mouth. Everything is prepared for him by the parents, and the parents can't bear to let Uchiha Madara do anything for a child like Uchiha Madara, and treat Uchiha Madara as a little baby. Uchiha Madara is used to that kind of pampering life. His family is very wealthy, his parents are business people. Therefore, the living conditions of the family are also very superior. Both the living environment and the food of Uchiha Madara are the best. Because Uchiha Madara's parents were reluctant to let Uchiha Madara suffer and suffer little. Uchiha Madara's parents were thinking that they could not eat and wear well when they were young, living in a poor family. Now that I have the conditions, I must not let my children suffer a little bit. Parents who make their children suffer are the most distressed. So Uchiha Madara can't bear any grievances or suffering in such a family. Uchiha Madara is about to start his training life thinking that he will live in this Hero's Academy. He will also feel uncomfortable, because after all, the environment in which he lives is the most comfortable. Now that he is here, he will definitely not be used to it, but when he thinks about what kind of person he will become in the future, he must be a responsible person. Only by going through these hardships and tortures can he experience himself. Otherwise, how can I grow and how can I become strong? When Uchiha Madara thinks of these difficulties, he will not be afraid. Advertisement It was not a good thing for Uchiha Madara that she lived in a honeypot without experiencing all kinds of difficulties and setbacks. Because he has not experienced all kinds of things, once he encounters difficulties, he will retreat, and he should not move forward. Only after these setbacks can he become stronger and brave in his heart. Allow yourself to face various challenges in the future, so that Uchiha Madara can adapt to this environment and this big family. If he doesn't experience these setbacks, how will he survive in this environment in the future? At this time, Uchiha Madara was thinking that since he came to the Hero's Academy, it was also arranged by God. At the same time, it is also a chance to give himself a chance to exercise his body and mind, which may not be a bad thing. Uchiha Madara swears that he must be in the Hero's Academy. Study hard and receive training to make yourself a powerful ninja in the future. What is a strong person? First of all, your heart must be strong enough. You can face all things, all problems can be handled well by you, and these problems will not encounter difficulties. When I encounter setbacks, I shrink back and go to the Hero's Academy no matter how hard it is. He must grow up well and receive training well in this environment. Let the dean, coach and students look at him with admiration. Originally, everyone was very curious about him and wanted to know his origin. Therefore, Uchiha Madara must arm himself to become stronger, so that he will not be looked down upon by those around him. Thinking that these Uchiha Madaras are full of strength and fighting spirit, they must be strong. In that case, the original Uchiha Madara, who would be looked down upon, was very shy, did not like to talk much, and did not have any dreams. Because of his superior life, he is not very demanding on the concept of dreams, because Uchiha Madara is thinking of his own dreams, and his parents will help him realize them. So Uchiha Madara does not have big dreams. Actually, Uchiha Madara, you have his own dreams, and you feel that the dreams are too far away from him and cannot be realized at all. What is a dream? A dream is the thing that is hidden deep in the heart and desires most, and what you can dream of is a dream. Many people can't always stick to their beliefs for the sake of their dreams. So many people's dreams, as the age and the environment are wiped out, how many people will always insist on their beliefs for their dreams? Many people think that dreams are out of reach and difficult to achieve. There are too many people who just think about it and give up when they feel that they can't achieve it, and Uchiha Madara suddenly traveled to the Hero's Academy. At this moment, he suddenly firmed up his dream to become a big hero. This dream will definitely come true in the environment of Hero's Academy. Advertisement Uchiha Madara is thinking about this dream. No matter how difficult it is, he has to pass the Hero's Academy, this ladder to realize his dream in life. At this moment Uchiha Madara vowed to fulfill his life's dream. At this time, Uchiha Madara suddenly calmed down and took a look at the surroundings of Hero's Academy. He felt that Hero's Academy was built very well, and the high-rise buildings for teachers were very gorgeous. At first glance, it was not an ordinary academy. Putting Uchiha Madara in the environment of Hero's Academy feels like an academy where people can achieve. Because Uchiha Madara heard the name of this academy and made him feel that this is where is where talent is. The original Uchiha Madara is a very independent person who has come to this Hero's Academy since crossing. Suddenly, Uchiha Madara's heart changed and he had a strong idea that this place is the place to achieve talent. Being able to come to this Hero's Academy is really an opportunity given to him by God. At this moment, Uchiha Madara feels that he is too lucky and too happy. It is said that the product of human environment, this sentence is very reasonable. Since Uchiha Madara came to Hero's Academy, this environment has changed his heart. I have a dream, I have an opinion, I have an idea. It's not like I have to discuss everything with my parents. I don't have any ideas. I can't decide not to listen to my parents. In fact, my parents don't want Uchiha Madara became such a child. At the same time, I also hope that he is a person who has dreams and thinks about 637 laws, which is necessary for his future life. When Uchiha Madara was thinking about his dream in life, he saw the coach slowly walking towards him and said, Uchiha Madara, since you came to the Hero's Academy, don't worry too much. I know that you are unfamiliar with the environment of Hero's Academy. Don't think too much, you will get used to it over time. Uchiha Madara heard what the coach said, and felt that since he came to this academy, he should accept the training here. Although I have never experienced such training, but you can totally accept it. After all, I am a man, so what kind of hardship can I not eat? Even if it is a devil-like training, no matter how hard and tired, Uchiha Madara feels that he has to persevere. If you can't hold on and give up, whether it's the dean or the students, they will look down on them from the bottom of their hearts. Uchiha Madara was thinking that he must persevere and not let others see jokes. No matter how hard it is, you must persevere. If you can't persevere, you will make them look down on yourself. How will the dean and coach see him in the Hero's Academy in the future? They cannot be made to feel that they are incompetent people who cannot do everything well and rely on others, so how will they be able to gain a foothold in society in the future? At home, relying on parents to go out, relying on friends and people, you can never live by relying on others to survive. You must have your own survival ability. On the road of life, it is better to rely on yourself than anyone else, so you must strengthen your ability. When your ability is strong, your self-confidence will also increase, and you cannot rely on anyone. Chapter 166. Advertisement. Chapter 166. Uchiha Madara can only accept this reality now, because he has already passed through this Hero's Academy, so he has to stay in this academy with peace of mind, and don't think about anything else. Because it is useless to think about it, it is better to study and grow here, because he can no longer return to the original era. Can't go back no matter what, just accept the status quo. Because Uchiha Madara can't change it, but this Hero's Academy is also very good. At least you can exercise your willpower and ability to expand, so that you can have a better development in the future. So Uchiha Madara must calm down and study hard, because Uchiha Madara knows that the Hero's license of the Hero's Academy is very difficult to get. It is difficult to get this license. Therefore, Uchiha Madara must work hard to get the Hero's license so that he will not be looked down upon by the dean's coaches and students. Otherwise, he will not be able to stand out from the crowd. How can he face these people? Thinking of these, Uchiha Madara had to study hard. At least Uchiha Madara knows that this Hero's Academy is a very successful place, so now he must train hard, study hard, and must get this Hero's license. If this Hero's license is taken down, his future will be limitless. Uchiha Madara thinks that passing through this Hero's Academy is a good thing for him and a good opportunity for him to train and grow. So this time must be seized, otherwise there will be no such opportunity again. Therefore, Uchiha Madara trained very hard during the days of studying at Hero's Academy, and students will encounter many difficulties in the process of learning. But when Uchiha Madara thinks of this and the Hero's license, he must firmly believe in his confidence, and he must take down this Hero's license so that his future will be better. In the process of training, it is really very hard, and it is not something that ordinary people can insist on. Uchiha Madara knows that this kind of physical training is really too tiring and hard. But Uchiha Madara thinks that he must persevere and must not give up halfway. If you give up halfway, it will make people around you look down on it. So he gritted his teeth and persisted through this physical training class. Advertisement. Because the original Uchiha Madara has never suffered like this. He had never done the most daily physical training, which made him really overwhelmed. Every day, he was sweating profusely, soaking wet, and panting from exhaustion. Sometimes Uchiha Madara really wants to give up, but if he really gives up, he will lose this opportunity. In the future, I don't know if I can meet such an opportunity again, so Uchiha Madara really doesn't want to give up, and I don't want to miss this rare opportunity. No matter how hard or tired this training is, I must persevere. What others can do, you can do it yourself, and you can also train your body better in physical training classes. So Uchiha Madara is desperate to complete the task given to him by the coach. At this time, the coach saw that Uchiha Madara was training very hard, walked up to Uchiha Madara and said to Uchiha Madara, Uchiha Madara, you are very good, you must believe in your ability, you are unique in the world, you are the best. Uchiha Madara was very happy to hear what the coach said, although the simple words meant a lot to Uchiha Madara and strengthened Uchiha Madara's confidence. At this time, Uchiha Madara felt an oversized body. The power was exuding, Uchiha Madara could feel it himself, and in him it was inexhaustible at play. Because hearing the coach say these words of encouragement to him, what a heartfelt message to Uchiha Madara. The coach's encouragement to Uchiha Madara made Uchiha Madara feel more confident at this moment and feel that she is the best. Be sure to get the hero's license in the shortest possible time, so that people around him can admire him and think that he is not an incompetent person, but also a very good hero. Uchiha Madara thinks that she will be a hero in the future, and she is really happy. Therefore, Uchiha Madara trains very hard every day, such a devilish training, which makes Uchiha Madara really a little overwhelmed, but if Uchiha Madara wants to get the hero's license, he must redouble his efforts. In that case, the hero's license can be obtained in the shortest time. People from Hero's Academy saw Uchiha Madara working so hard, they all gave Uchiha Madara a thumbs up and admired Uchiha Madara's perseverance and fighting spirit. Everyone was very optimistic. Although Uchiha Madara is young, he has a strong heart that everyone at Hero's Academy can feel. The reason why Uchiha Madara is so diligent is that he wants to prove his ability, and he doesn't want others to look down on him, think he can't do anything, and can't let others think he can't accomplish anything. Give up after a little difficulty, Uchiha Madara thinks. No matter how hard or tired you are, you have to keep your teeth straight. If you give up in the middle, you will make others laugh and die, and you will not be able to lift your head up in Hero's Academy. How will you gain a foothold in Hero's Academy in the future? The students of Hero's Academy saw Uchiha Madara's hard work and Uchiha Madara's concentration. Both think Uchiha Madara is a very capable person. After Uchiha Madara came to the Hero's Academy, he heard the coach talk to him about a person. This person is the Neon Big Hero All Might. Advertisement: he is a very famous hero and the students of Hero's Academy are very familiar with him and know him very well. Uchiha Madara is thinking that he will also become a character like Neon Hero who will be able to solve many cases in the future so that criminals can be punished by law. They must not be allowed to go unpunished, they must be allowed to commit crimes for themselves. Crime pays the price. The Neon Hero All Might's deeds are famous. Uchiha Madara thought that if he had the opportunity to cooperate with the Big Hero All Might, it would be a learning experience for himself. So Uchiha Madara is very eager to get the Hero's license now, and wants to work with this Neon Big Hero All Might one day to solve the case together. Study his professional knowledge and make yourself a capable hero quickly. A lot of people want to be like this, because Hero's characters are characters that everyone admires, In order to become a real Hero's character, you must pay a certain amount of hardship, and you must work hard to do it, not what you want to do. It takes your effort, your actions. Uchiha Madara wants to become a real hero. It is not something that can be done overnight, it must be done through hard work and practical experience. At this time, Uchiha Madara found the coach and said to the coach, I also want to be the coach of Neon Big Hero Can you tell me how to become such a hero Now the coach knows, what does Uchiha Madara want? He wants to be like the Neon Hero All Might. In real life, many people want to be a great hero but not everyone can do it. Wang Haojiao. The so-called hero is to have a sense of justice. If one day, I will become a hero character, that oneself will be the pride of parents. When encountering various things, there is the spirit of sacrificing oneself to save others, which is not something ordinary people can do. Uchiha Madara is thinking that one day he must get ahead and make achievements to repay the kindness of his parents. The parents have paid too much to him. When other people get out of danger and help those in danger out of their predicaments, it's really too hard to be such a big hero. You have to put in twice as much effort than ordinary people to do it, not just say it with your mouth. Uchiha Madara thought, does this place feel like he's going to be someone like Neon Hero All Might? Uchiha Madara, who all the parents in the world don't expect anything in return for their children, thinks that their parents have paid so much to him. One day in the future, I must repay the kindness of my parents. I also want my parents to praise me after others. Maybe this is my own vanity. Only heroes will rush ahead recklessly when encountering such a thing. Chapter 167 Advertisement Chapter 167 Now what Uchiha Madara does every day is to train hard. He wakes up before dawn every morning, and he is already training while others are sleeping. If you want to become a superior person, you have to work twice as hard as ordinary people, otherwise how can you become an excellent person? Uchiha Madara knew very well that in order to become a superior man, he had to work harder. So hard training is a compulsory course for Uchiha Madara every day. Uchiha Madara runs 10 laps around the academy playground every morning. This is the goal that Uchiha Madara sets for himself every day, so he must insist on completing it every day. When others are sleeping, he is already in action. Uchiha Madara's hard training. Everyone in the academy admires Uchiha Madara very much, and thinks that Uchiha Madara is really tough and has a spirit of not admitting defeat. In order to get the hero's license as soon as possible, Uchiha Madara really worked too hard. Uchiha Madara thought that he came to this hero's academy relatively late. Those students have been studying here for more than half a year, so Uchiha Madara must redouble his efforts to surpass the students here and not be left behind by them. So Uchiha Madara put in the most effort every day. Everyone in the academy can see his performance and his dedication, and his efforts are obvious to all. Uchiha Madara saw that there are many students in Hero's Academy whose abilities are beyond his imagination, and he also wants to be like his 453, so he must study hard, otherwise how can he surpass those students? At this time, the dean walked to Uchiha Madara's side and said to him, Uchiha Madara, don't wear yourself out. Learning doesn't happen overnight, and it takes time, so don't put so much pressure on yourself. Uchiha Madara is thinking that she is new to this Hero's Academy. If you don't work harder, you will definitely be left behind by those veteran students. You must surpass them in the shortest possible time. Because those trainees have been studying in this academy for more than half a year, both physical training and professional knowledge are much stronger than Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara sees so much good talent at Hero's Academy. Thinking of this, Uchiha Madara told himself that he must work hard, and never give up. Uchiha Madara, if you give up halfway through, then all your efforts have been lost. In that case, Uchiha Madara's Hero's dream is completely shattered. Uchiha Madara always told himself, don't give up, must persevere. At this time, the name of the neon big Hero's All Might kept appearing in his mind. The thought of the name Uchiha Madara strengthens his confidence in his dreams, and this neon Hero's All Might is the role model in his heart. Advertisement Uchiha Madara is thinking that he must become such a character, good, AFBB, to repay the society for his training. Uchiha Madara dreamed of becoming such a Hero's character, and told the students in the Hero's Academy that the neon Hero's All Might is a very amazing person. His ability to handle cases is very strong, and one day Uchiha Madara must cooperate with this Hero's and study hard with this big neon Hero's. Uchiha Madara has accumulated so many years of experience in handling cases in the device Neon Hero's, and he must be very strong in the ability to catch criminals. The speed of solving cases is also very fast, and many very difficult cases are all handled by this Neon Hero's All Might. He is the only one who can handle these very difficult cases. The chief of the police station's soil and field department believes in his ability very much, and he cannot do anything without him. The chief of the Tushin division also highly praised the Neon Hero's, and felt very happy that he had such a strong soldier as you. Let the position of the chief of the soil field department be like a duck to water. The Neon Big Hero's All Might is very famous in the Hero's college, and there are many students who want to be his apprentices, and they all want to be with this Neon Honda Hero's All Might will solve the case together. All want to come to his side to experience, let themselves grow quickly, and be able to become a Hero's like him as soon as possible. However, this Neon Big Hero's All Might is a very picky student in terms of selection. He will not be in a relationship, nor will he personally lead him. The students he chooses must be very smart and talented, and the thinking is also very quick, otherwise, this big Hero's will not be in his eyes, nor will he be attracted. There are too many students in the Hero's Academy who are working very hard to participate. Hard training. We all look forward to the great Neon Hero's All Might. When he comes to the Hero's Academy to select candidates one day, he will be able to pick himself. What a lucky thing it will be. The students of the Hero's Academy are looking forward to the arrival of the Neon Big Hero's. At this moment, the students are all looking forward to, waiting and working hard. At this time, the coach walked up to Uchiha Madara and said to him earnestly, you guys have to work hard, and don't give up. If you want to give up, it means giving up your dream. So today, you have to work harder. If you want to become a superior person, you must train hard every day. How else would you surpass the veterans of the Hero's Academy? All the students of Hero's Academy are participating in various trainings assiduously. When they want to become big figures like Neon Hero's in the future, they are full of desire and confidence in their dreams. Uchiha Madara has no time to deal with the students of the Hero's Academy every day. Make your dreams come true one day. When Uchiha Madara came to this Hero's Academy, many students were very discriminatory. Advertisement I think his body is very thin, can he bear it in the environment of Hero's Academy? Because the training here is like a devil's training, not ordinary people can stick to it. Uchiha Madara also doubted his ability at the beginning, and was also afraid that he would not be able to persevere, because he had never participated in such training since he was a child, and his body would definitely not be able to support it. Now that you have crossed over to this Hero's Academy, let's be safe. No matter what, you have to try. If you don't try, how will you know if you can do it? People should try everything in their life. Only by trying can they know which aspect of themselves is not good, and improve it with good intentions. Only then did he know what kind of industry he could do. If Uchiha Madara really got the Hero's license from the Hero's Academy, then his future is limitless. Let him play, he can shake off his arms. Uchiha Madara secretly determined that he must persevere to the end. Be sure to get the Hero's license in the shortest time, and only get the Hero's license. Only I am qualified to work with this Ninghong Hero's All Might. If you can't get this qualification certificate, who will believe your ability? This certificate of qualification is to prove his ability. Everyone has to look at this certificate. He thinks that he can do it on his own, and Uchiha Madara understands this in an instant. Otherwise, there is really no chance to work with Neon Hero's All Might on a project. But not everyone has this opportunity. The opportunity is created by themselves. Tell yourself all the time, persevere and persevere. Because he has experienced too many things over the years, I have a lot of rich experience in handling cases, and working with such a big hero, to study together will quickly improve my ability. Some people can't grasp the opportunity when they come. Uchiha Madara is thinking that he must improve his ability. This neon hero, All Might. His ability to solve crimes is quite strong. There are too many students who want to learn from this hero, He really wanted to see what the big neon hero, looked like. Why do all the students worship him and want to get to know this great hero, so much? No matter how hard the training is, you must endure it. In order to realize the ideal in your heart, you must persevere and go on, and you must not let others look down on you. Now Uchiha Madara, don't think about anything, just calm down and take part in all kinds of training. Let your ability become stronger, so that you can be qualified to cooperate with such a big hero, or else you won't be able to. We'll let the big hero, choose. Chapter 168, Isolated from the World Advertisement. Chapter 168, Isolated from the World. Now Uchiha Madara has crossed over to the hero, Academy to come here. Uchiha Madara feels really isolated from the world. Uchiha Madara didn't even dream about how he suddenly crossed over. How about he crossed over to the hero, Academy? It was incredible to make Uchiha Madara, and it all changed so quickly that Uchiha Madara felt a little caught off guard. Uchiha Madara is thinking about the story of traveling through time and space. Those are all stories that happened in the anime world. How could it happen to me today? Uchiha Madara really can't figure it out. What is going on here? Why did you try to go through it yourself? What happened to Uchiha Madara really came to the hero, Academy before he could even think about it. Uchiha Madara suddenly thought that she had crossed over. What should her parents do? I suddenly disappeared. How will my parents face such a thing? Uchiha Madara is really baffled and can't figure it out. Such a story that travels through time and space will happen to him. This is something that Uchiha Madara never dreamed of, and it is really incredible that it has come to his head. How could this happen? Is this a test from God for Uchiha Madara? Do you want him to experience all kinds of life? Uchiha Madara came to the gate of Hero Academy, and Uchiha Madara didn't understand the words Hero Academy very well. How can there be a Hero Academy? Is it a place to train Hero I never thought of being a Hero Why did I suddenly come to the Hero Academy? At this time, Uchiha Madara really wanted to go back to her own time to be reunited with her parents, but Uchiha Madara couldn't go back no matter how she thought about it. The current Uchiha Madara can only accept this kind of life because he is powerless to change the status quo. I can only face Hero Academy silently. These 4 words are too unfamiliar to Uchiha Madara. I can't imagine that one day I will be able to travel through time and space, and I have already traveled through without even reacting to the arrival of this day. At this time, Uchiha Madara was standing in a daze at the gate of Hero Academy. Suddenly, an older person came to Uchiha Madara and said to Uchiha Madara, "Welcome to the Hero Academy, and I hope you will become a Hero character as soon as possible, and win glory for our academy." At this moment, Uchiha Madara was a little confused who this person was. How could he tell himself this, and this person saw Uchiha Madara's heart? Don't be nervous, classmate, I'm the dean of this Hero Academy. I know you came through time and space, so I am here to receive you. Advertisement. At this time, Uchiha Madara froze for a moment. Is he so amazing? Is he so embarrassed? The deans of the Hero College here have all come to meet him. How capable he is. Which qualifications should the dean come to receive? The dean of Hero Academy saw Uchiha Madara's nervous appearance and said to him, "Don't be afraid and don't be nervous, because you just came to this Hero Academy and you will definitely be a little uncomfortable. Don't worry, you will get used to it gradually." Life at Hero Academy. Hearing the words of the head of Hero Academy, Uchiha Madara felt a little comfort in his heart. He looked at the surroundings of the Hero Academy, which made him feel that the Hero Academy, the building is very distinctive, and it feels particularly majestic, and there are too many Hero coming out of here. So people have the feeling that the so-called Hero everyone wants to be, but not everyone can be. First of all, he must have a sense of justice, and a person without a sense of justice has no idea of giving his life to save people. At this moment Uchiha Madara is thinking if one day he will become a Hero What a sense of accomplishment it would be. The word Hero is envied by people. You mentioned the Hero Alliance and you have given me envious eyes. Today's Uchiha Madara can travel through this place, Hero Academy. It made him feel the atmosphere of Hero Academy, a feeling that is usually not experienced. Only after entering this Hero Academy can I deeply feel the atmosphere of this academy. At this moment, Uchiha Madara was thinking, since he came to the gate of this Hero Academy, he must study hard and become a real Hero one day in the future. Uchiha Madara felt that he suddenly came to this Hero Academy, making him a little uncomfortable. After all, the environment here made him feel very unfamiliar and very strange, and he never dreamed that he would suddenly cross the campus of this Hero college. This may really be a challenge for Uchiha Madara, a challenge for a new future. At this time, Uchiha Madara really wanted to tell the good news to the people around him, and the people he wanted to tell the most were his parents. When his parents found out that he came to the Hero Academy, they must have been very happy. Because what a great thing it would be to think of your child being able to study at this Hero Academy. This is me Uchiha Madara thinking, what kind of academy is this? Why did he appear in this academy? Uchiha Madara couldn't understand no matter how much she thought about it. What the hell was this thing when Uchiha Madara didn't understand? Suddenly he ran over because the trainee said to him, "Who are you and how did you come to the Hero's Academy?" Advertisement. Why have I never seen you before? Are you a new student on your first day? Uchiha Madara looked at it, and the student was also very curious. Oh, by the way, I just came here today, and I don't even know what happened to me. 0. For flowers. Suddenly crossed over to this Hero's Academy, and I didn't even understand what was going on. Speaking of which, Uchiha Madara saw it, and the student felt very kind in his heart. After all, I just came to this Hero's Academy. This student was the first person Uchiha Madara saw. This student made Uchiha Madara feel very kind and enthusiastic. Because he saw the eyes of their students, he felt very friendly, and it seemed that he was very welcome to come to this academy. Uchiha Madara immediately felt the atmosphere of this Hero's Academy, which made him feel very fond of it. Because the people here make him feel very warm and energetic, and everyone feels a special power in them. Let Uchiha Madara like to come here more and more, so that he will not feel so unfamiliar, so lonely. Uchiha Madara has been watching the grass and trees on the campus at this time and feels that the environment here is really very good. The first thing that appeared in front of him was a teaching building. This teaching building was very tall, about 60%. The style of the building was also very special and very unique. At first glance, it seems that you will like the teaching building here, next to the students' dormitories, as well as the students' experimental hall and training center. Uchiha Madara saw these and made him feel that the faculty of this college is very strong, and there are 30 to 40 teachers and coaches. It can be imagined that the teaching ability and teachers here are very good. This made Uchiha Madara very confident and made him feel an unprecedented energy. This energy has arrived and is just around the corner in his body. It is also a kind of experience and a growing environment for himself. Entering this Hero's Academy really made him feel and want to become a real hero. This confidence Oda has never felt, because he has always been inferior, because his academic performance has not been very good. The teacher didn't like it very much either. Now that he has Uchiha Madara coming to the Hero's Academy, he feels different. He feels that he has a superhuman power in him. At least he is a student of this Hero's Academy. You must study in this Hero's Academy to become such a person, otherwise, you really have no chance or qualification to become such a person. So Uchiha Madara was thinking how good it would be for him to be able to study and exercise in this academy. Uchiha Madara feels that he is really lucky. Is this an opportunity given to him by God? So he must learn to cherish such an opportunity. When Uchiha Madara thought about this, she was filled with a longing and self-confidence at the same time. Chapter 169 Advertisement Chapter 169 Uchiha Madara's character is really a person who is indifferent to the world. Why is he such a person? Because no matter what you want from a young age, you don't have to work hard to get it. As long as he says it, he can be satisfied, because he feels that these things are really nothing to him, and he can get what he wants. Because he can be satisfied with everything, he feels that there is no need to argue with anyone. Whatever he wanted, his parents would satisfy him, so Uchiha Madara formed a habit. There is no curiosity about anything, because what he wants is too easy to get, and he gets it without a little effort. So there is no need to fight with others, what to rob. As long as you want what you want, there is nothing you can't get, so there is no need to go and fight with anyone. Let Uchiha Madara develop such a habit, and he also lacks some fighting spirit, and also lacks self-motivation. 457. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw that the students of the Hero's Academy were participating in various trainings on campus, and felt that they were all very motivated and felt that they were full of strength. And be as good as they are. The training life in the academy is really very hard, and it is not something that ordinary people can bear. These trainings are very strict, and the postures of all kinds of training must be in place, and there are many training items. All kinds of physical fitness training need to meet the standards of the academy. They are all trained in an orderly manner, and the coaches lead them to learn a variety of skills, so that they can perform well in their future jobs. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw the students of the Hero's Academy on the playground, and everyone was full of energy. All of them have developed their own skills, and all of them are excellent in martial arts. The student Uchiha Madara also wants to practice the same skills as these students, and one day he will become a real hero. Uchiha Madara inadvertently came to a trainee and saw his client training, making him feel that he was really useless, only enjoying life and never suffering. He now sees that these students are working very hard every day, participating in various physical trainings to improve their physical fitness, also very good. While walking, Uchiha Madara walked over to a student and asked him, "How long have you been studying in this Hero's Academy, and how long did you develop such a skill? Is your physical training very tiring? Can each student's body be able to bear it?" Advertisement. The trainee looked up at Uchiha Madara and said to him, "As long as you keep participating in this kind of physical training every day, you will soon surpass me. Because you will be infected by this environment when you arrive in this environment. In this case, you will improve quickly. Don't think too much, hurry up and join our physical training. This Hero's Academy is really a place to cultivate heroes. As long as you have the opportunity to come to this Hero's Academy, it is possible to become a real hero. Because through the study and training in this Hero's Academy, all the students have acquired their skills in martial arts. Let them play an important role in the days to come." At this time, Uchiha Madara felt that he should not think about anything. Thinking about nothing would not solve the problem. Thinking about everything would be useless. It is better to calm down and study hard at Hero's Academy. Get your Hero's license early. Just make yourself stronger. In the future, no matter what environment you will be in, you will be able to survive. No matter where you go, there will be no fear. The original Uchiha Madara felt like she really knew nothing, just a pampered child who now came to the Hero's academy. Let him practice his abilities in this environment, otherwise, how will he stand in this society in the future? Only by studying hard and participating in training can we get better exercise. Uchiha Madara is very clear about what is wrong after thinking about it. He will now make up his mind to stay in the Hero's academy to participate in various skills training, and only after passing the various training can he be eligible for the British Hero's license. If all kinds of training are not passed, there will be no chance for Uchiha Madara. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw that the students around him were working very hard and studying with heart. This atmosphere was infected. Uchiha Madara made him feel that this atmosphere was really very good for him. Because people are all products of the environment, they will learn who they are, so this learning environment is too important for everyone. At this time, the students saw Uchiha Madara's thoughts and told him that you should not have so many worries now and don't think about anything. As long as you study well in the Hero's academy, you will have the chance to get the Hero's from the Hero's academy, knowing that you will have a good future in the future. Thank you for reminding me. I know, I will work hard, I will do my best. Advertisement. Uchiha Madara always tells himself that he is the best and the best, the only one in the world. Be sure to be the best at Hero's academy. Be sure to get the Hero's license from the Hero's academy. Sooner or later, this Hero's will be a thing for every student who studies at the Hero's academy. If you don't get the Hero's license from the Hero's academy when you study in the Hero's academy, you will not be recognized in the future. Don't underestimate the Hero's submitted to the students. A recognition of one's ability to demonstrate zero. All the trainees hope that they are the first to get the Hero's for him. This is an honor and a hope. So everyone tried their best to strive for it, and the students in the Hero's academy were all motivated. I want to be the first to get the qualification for this license, so that I can show that I am a capable person. In this way, everyone will not look down on the acquaintances who will look at him with admiration. He will always envy the eyes of the trainees. During the training process, everyone trained very seriously, and there was really no one who seriously slipped away. I am afraid that I have been left behind by other academies. They all have the spirit of not admitting defeat, and everyone has a tenacity. Because it is this environment that has infected every student here, making them feel the atmosphere here, and it seems that each of them has a high-spirited temperament. At the same time, they also exude a superhuman strength, which Uchiha Madara deeply felt. I can feel that their hard work and dedication to this song. Uchiha Madara is thinking that I want to be as good as them. This neon big Hero's All Might character must make his abilities stronger if he wants to work with him in the future. Because this character is very powerful, he usually arranges in an orderly manner, and analyzes each case very thoroughly. There are many cases that others cannot handle. Otherwise, there is really no chance to work with such a Hero's character. Uchiha Madara heard what the students saw. This Hero's character is huge. Hero's All Might wants to work with him very much, and in his mind, he must get the Hero's manufacture as quickly as possible in the shortest possible time. Otherwise, Neon Hero's All Might won't even take a look at it, because what he values most is your personal ability. Otherwise, why would you suddenly buy it and put Uchiha Madara here and feel extraordinary? Is it because you are so lucky there? However, he can handle some difficult cases in the shortest time. This is the 1.1 Neon Hero's All Might. His style of doing things is resolute and never shirk. The students know it very well. I also made up my mind to study and grow well in the Hero's academy, and one day you can get the Hero's license. If I didn't have the ability, I wouldn't have the opportunity to cooperate with him. Uchiha Madara suddenly traveled to this Hero's academy. What a rare opportunity. Probably God arranged for Uchiha Madara to have such an opportunity to come. The Hero's academy. That way, it'll work with characters like Neon Hero's All Might. Neon Big Hero's All Might is the envy of Hero's academy students. Chapter 170 Advertisement. Chapter 170 Before this All Might became a Neon Hero's. It also encountered many obstacles and encountered many difficulties. Before everyone succeeds, it is impossible to have smooth sailing, and will encounter some setbacks and failures in order to achieve the other side of success. All Might will also accept such an experience to have the results it is today. Before he became a Big Hero's, he also went through a lot of hardships and obstacles. This gave him more motivation and direction to move forward. Although he has now become the Neon Hero's that everyone envies, he succeeded in this process. Not everyone can persevere to the end. This process is quite difficult and difficult. Too many people give up their dreams in the middle. I have done some other industries, and this Neon Hero's All Might has been firming up his dreams, always telling himself in his heart that he must persevere and persevere. Otherwise, how can it become the title of the Big Hero's, and not everyone is eligible to be the title? You have to go through certain hardships to become such Hero's All Might, and you have paid a lot of hard work on the road to success. These are things that ordinary people can't do. Too many people can't stand these hardships and will give up. 05. But All Might has strengthened his confidence and will one day become Big Hero's. It's been a long day for All Might, but the long time will pass. The reason why All Might can become such a Big Hero's is Neon today. It was really hard one for him because he put too much time and energy into the process. That gave him the title of such a neon hero, today. This title represents the ability of All Might, and it also represents that he has gone through the hardships and tribulations along the way and finally won the title of your neon hero, Uchiha Madara was in the Hero Academy and heard a lot of stories about the neon big hero, All Might. Let Uchiha Madara get some idea of this All Might. He felt that All Might was really a great hero, Uchiha Madara envied All Might in his heart and admired the way he did things. At this time, Uchiha Madara thought that he must become a person like Neon Hero Advertisement at this moment, Uchiha Madara felt that he was really lucky to come to this Hero Academy. How could he become a hero if he didn't have the opportunity to come to this Hero Academy? The only thing he can do now is to train hard at the Hero Academy and become a Hero character one day. This neon big hero All Might makes Uchiha Madara admire very much psychologically. I hope that one day I can see this All Might and see what kind of hero character he is. Let the students of the Hero Academy admire the five body, and at the same time, let yourself have an eye-opener to get to know the Neon Hero All Might. Now Uchiha Madara regards this Neon Hero as the standard in his mind, and at the same time, he is also the driving force for his own learning, and it is also a role model for learning. Once you have a goal in mind, you will know what to do next. If you want to become such a person, you must work hard to grow yourself, and at the same time, you must also exercise your ability, and you must be very good in all aspects. Otherwise, how can you become such a hero Uchiha Madara secretly made up her mind that she would one day become a hero like All Might. If you do it yourself, becoming a hero character is a credit to your parents. When Uchiha Madara thought about this moment, she felt that her heart was full of power. His heart will also be like the sea at this time, and Uchiha Madara, who is in a turbulent moment, is very excited and imagines that he will be a character like Neon Hero one day. I am really happy. The students in the entire Hero Academy regard the Neon Hero All Might as their driving force in the direction to move forward. This one Uchiha Madara found that every student in the academy exudes a superpower. Because this power stimulates the potential of each of them, this potential plays a huge role in what happens to them. Human potential is limitless and needs to be stimulated. The Neon Hero All Might is the benchmark for all students' actions, and also stimulates the potential of these students. At this time, Uchiha Madara saw that the students were filled with a strange power, which filled them with fighting spirit. When Uchiha Madara saw that all the trainees were very positive and very attentive, and everyone was not to be outdone, everyone compared training with each other, and various physical fitness classes might have been left behind. At this time, the Dean of Hero College saw that the students were very active and participated in various training courses. Everyone who competed for the first place wanted to prove their ability. Making everyone admire him, Uchiha Madara now thinks that I must be the first to get the Hero license. He made up his mind unknowingly and kept inspiring himself in his heart. I will do it. I will be the first to get the Hero license. Advertisement: the academies in this Hero Academy want to be the first to get a Hero license. This honor represents the ability of each of them and will enable them to develop their potential in the future. Therefore, the students have a lot of actions every day and never waste a minute or a second of their own. They feel that this time is really precious to each of them, because the time to get the Hero license is limited. No, you can take it for as long as you want. The time to obtain this Hero license is 6 months, so these trainees must increase their activity during this 6-month period, and they need to train hard every day. Only have the opportunity to get the Hero license, and this Hero license is the goal of the Hero College medical staff. Uchiha Madara knew at this moment the importance of this Hero license to all students. Every student here does not want to be diligent or hardworking. If it is so sloppy, there is no chance to get this Hero license. Because Uchiha Madara has just come to this Hero Academy, those students have been studying in Hero Academy for 2 or 3 months. They all have a certain experience and foundation. Uchiha Madara just came here and doesn't understand anything, so they have to act quickly so that they can't be left behind by those veteran students. At this time, a kind-hearted student walked up to Uchiha Madara and said to him, "You are new here. If you need anything you don't understand in Hero you can come and ask me, and I can sue him. 457 versus you. You really don't have to worry about that, because Hero needs your people just like your relatives, and will take care of you, too." Uchiha Madara suddenly felt that this student was really kind. At this moment in Uchiha Madara's mind, he also felt that he was no longer alone. After all, he just came to this Hero Academy. You must work hard here to participate in various trainings to truly improve your ability. In this way, you will have the opportunity to work with Neon Hero If you give up, there will be no such opportunity again, so you must grit your teeth and persevere. If others can do it, you can do it yourself. Since there is an opportunity here to come to this Hero Academy, we must cherish such an opportunity. It is also the person who gives himself a reason, so that he can get the Hero license in the shortest time, which is the best challenge for himself. Right now, he can only rest assured and study hard in the Hero Academy. This is what he must do now. No matter how hard or tired, he must persevere and never give up. So at this moment, Uchiha Madara felt that he was no longer alone, and he was no longer afraid, and he would gradually become familiar with this environment. Because he doesn't know every student of Hero's Academy, because he can't see a person's heart from the outside. If his abilities don't grow quickly, he will lose the opportunity to cooperate with the big hero's. And now Uchiha Madara feels that he doesn't have to think about anything. All things are not very familiar, it is very unfamiliar to him, and Uchiha Madara feels that everything has to be careful. Chapter 171 Challenge Yourself Advertisement Chapter 171 Challenge Yourself. The sudden arrival of Uchiha Madara in this Hero's Academy is really a challenge and an opportunity for him. This opportunity is very important to Uchiha Madara, and it must be seized, otherwise, once lost, there will be no such good opportunity again. Gradually Uchiha Madara is not so unfamiliar with this kind of Hero's Academy. I have been here for a few days, and I have gradually become familiar with everything here, and have a certain understanding of everything here. The current Uchiha Madara can only accept the current situation, because he can no longer change his situation, he can only study here with peace of mind. Sometimes Uchiha Madara really wants to go back to the place where he lived. But all this is really impossible for him to change, he can only accept the reality. The reality is really cruel to Uchiha Madara, since it cannot be changed, it can only be accepted silently. He also wants to go out from the Hero's Academy now, and at the same time, he has tried every means, but has not found a breakthrough. Being able to return to the place where he used to live makes Uchiha Madara unable to change, but to stay in this Hero's Academy. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for Uchiha Madara? He really can't understand it now. If I can get the Hero's of my academy in the future, at least it will be a great thing for Uchiha Madara. Because this Hero's license, after all, represents his own reputation, so for him, he really has no choice but to accept it. Now Uchiha Madara sees the environment here at Hero's Academy, and he will gradually adapt to it. Uchiha Madara clearly knows that people must learn to adapt to the environment. In this way, you can survive in a variety of environments, otherwise you will not be able to survive. You do not adapt to the environment, so do you want the environment to adapt to you? What is even more impossible? No matter what difficulties and pressures life throws at you, you have to learn to face this fact. It turns out that Uchiha Madara has lived a very comfortable life and has been living a carefree and free life. Now he suddenly came to this Hero's Academy, which made him really uncomfortable, but since he came, he should not think about anything and calm down. Study well in Hero's Academy so Uchiha Madara don't think about anything, that's the only way to do it now. Advertisement because to grow in this environment, to train in this environment, we must accept this fact in order to become Hero's. Like All Might must stay in this Hero's Academy. Because this is the only place where Uchiha Madara can achieve his ideals, since Uchiha Madara has such an opportunity, he will not give up easily. He also knew that this opportunity was really too important to him, no matter what, he couldn't let himself back down, let himself look down on himself and back off when he encountered a little difficulty. At this time, Uchiha Madara was thinking that he must not be such a deserter and would give up when he encounters a little difficulty and setback. Is this his own behavior? Don't give up when you encounter anything. Give up. First of all, you have given up success and chose failure. Everyone says that failure is the mother of success. This sentence is very reasonable. If you don't experience failure, how can you succeed? And the key to success is so simple. Everyone can be someone like Hero's All Might, so why accept all kinds here? Training Uchiha Madara saw that the students in the Hero's Academy train very hard every day, and every student takes every lesson very seriously. Because each of them has their own dreams in their hearts, to strengthen the belief in their own dreams, and dreams cannot be obtained overnight. He needs your constant efforts and continuous efforts to achieve the results you want. In this result, we must experience difficulties, setbacks, bitterness, and these are all processes that must be experienced. Only in this way can we reach the other side of success. Uchiha Madara always tells himself, I can do it, I will do it, I must get the certificate of the Hero's license to prove my strength. In this way, he will not be looked down upon by the people around him. Neon Big Hero's All Might. This character is the person Uchiha Madara wants to meet the most. Such a mission would not have been possible without a Hero's license from the Hero's Academy, and All Might would not have come to the Hero's Academy to work with Uchiha Madara. Because you are Big Hero's All Might will often come to this Hero's Academy to select some outstanding students to work with him on cases. Because there are so many cases in All Might's hands now, and each case is very difficult, so he goes to this Hero's Academy every year to select outstanding students to complete these cases with him. So the students here are training very hard one day, thinking about making this All Might auction so that they can have the opportunity to cooperate with such a Hero's character. This is the goal that every student does not dream of. At this time, Uchiha Madara knew the thoughts of every student in the Hero's Academy. He was thinking that I had to grow fast to surpass the veteran students here. Otherwise, if you don't experience the cooperation of Hero's characters like All Might, how can you exercise your abilities as soon as possible? Advertisement such challenges are really very important to Uchiha Madara. Only by challenging yourself can you truly generate yourself from the heart, and only when you have a strong heart. Your pattern is really enlarged, otherwise, you will be sluggish and do nothing all day, and you will not know where the direction of your life is. When everyone has a goal in mind and a direction, they will know how to do it without a goal. It means that you have no clue, and you don't know what to do and what to do every day, just like a headless fly, flying everywhere. Not knowing where the future direction is at all is really scary for everyone, because only when you have a goal and a direction can you realize the value of your life. Otherwise, you live like a walking dead. What's the difference between living and dead? Dreaming is too important for everyone. Not everyone can strengthen their own dreams and strengthen their beliefs, and finally reach the end of success and get a good ending. That is the result that everyone is looking forward to, so Uchiha Madara must achieve such a result in the shortest possible time in school. Be sure to be the first to get the Hero's license in the shortest time. If you talk about it, the students and coaches in the Hero's Academy will look at it differently. If he wants to achieve such a result, he must practice his basic skills hard to make his abilities stronger and faster. Only then will you have the chance to get the Hero's license of your own honor. This Hero's knows that it is really important to the delicacy of Hero's Academy. This symbolizes one's ability. This ability is really too important for future development, so it is better to work hard. Well, exercise your ability to realize your potential, otherwise you won't have the opportunity to work with people like your Grand Hero's All Might to handle the case together. Shui, Li Zhao, learned the case handling ability of this great Hero's, and all the trainees wanted to cooperate with All Might very much. Because only by cooperating with him can you improve your ability faster and let yourself get a good exercise in all aspects. At this time, the Dean of Hero's Academy stood in front of all the students. Say to them, backquote, if you want to get this Hero's license, you must train hard to be eligible to get this business license. Otherwise, we will achieve nothing. These words traveled through Uchiha Madara's mind. Uchiha Madara remembered what the director of Hero's Academy said, to be successful, you must train hard. Increase the amount of action to be successful is definitely not something that can be successful by just talking about it. You must experience difficulties, setbacks and failures to achieve success. All successful people must go through this process, otherwise how can they be successful? Everyone admires those successful people, but many people don't know how much hard work those successful people have paid behind the scenes to overcome how many difficulties and how many setbacks they have to move towards success step by step. Chapter 172 Crossing Again Advertisement Chapter 172 Crossing Again. The days passed so peacefully. Uchiha Madara trained very hard every day, constantly inspiring the potential in his body. Gradually, Uchiha Madara also changed from a relatively hard-working character to the best student in Hero's Academy. Everyone thought that Uchiha Madara would be the first to get the Hero's certificate, and everyone was right in guessing that day is coming soon. Now that the certificate has been successfully obtained, Uchiha Madara is about to go out on a mission. Because the title of genius student on Uchiha Madara's head is too loud, the task that Uchiha Madara accepted at the beginning was not easy. However, Uchiha Madara, who has received very rigorous training, has long been incomparable. So no matter how difficult the task is, Uchiha Madara has completed one task after another perfectly. Along with fame, there is also the difficulty of the task. There is a task that has been released for a long time, but because the difficulty is too high, there are always people who take up this task one after another, but no one can complete it. With the birth of Uchiha Madara, everyone unconsciously placed their hope of completing this task on Uchiha Madara. Although he has chosen to join the Hero's Academy, 463 these are his own responsibilities, so even though he knew that the task was very arduous, Uchiha Madara did not flinch in the slightest. This quest is indeed more troublesome than the previous one, with the ever-comfortable Uchiha Madara tracking down the final behind-the-scenes boss in the desert. Not only was the person behind the scene very irritable, but Uchiha Madara also had a lot of scars, and the whole person was exhausted. But thinking of the responsibilities on his shoulders, Uchiha Madara seemed to have forgotten all the tiredness, and his eyes were refreshed again. After the most difficult time, everything will follow naturally. Uchiha Madara seems to not feel tired. The two of you chased after me, and finally the off-road vehicle in front had already driven to the edge of the cliff, and Uchiha Madara quickly followed. Advertisement. If you can't get hold of it now, maybe you can still have a way to survive. If you have to continue, then don't blame me. Uchiha Madara got out of the car and shouted at the masked man opposite with his gun. The masked man also seemed to be very tormented. He kept turning his head to look at the cliff behind him, and finally his back was hunched up. I surrender. I hope you can give me a way to survive, the masked man said with some embarrassment, then slowly raised his hands and made a gesture of surrender. However, Uchiha Madara did not trust this person very much, and still locked his eyes tightly on this person, and then moved forward with small steps. But the masked man was very well behaved. He didn't move at all, he just stood there motionless. Because this person behaved so peacefully, Uchiha Madara gradually let go of his vigilance. Just when Uchiha Madara walked in front of the masked man and was about to take out his handcuffs to handcuff the man, a strong wind suddenly blew in the desert. This gust of wind lifted up the sand that had been sitting on the ground, because there was too much sand. Even with sunglasses, Uchiha Madara was accidentally blinded by the sand. In the haze, Uchiha Madara saw the man reach out and press his pants. You must know that Uchiha Madara has been dealing with such people all the time, so he immediately became vigilant. But although Uchiha Madara had already discovered something was wrong, it was too late. This man actually went crazy in his car, installed a blasting device, and put the button in his pants. All that was done before was just to dispel Uchiha Madara's guard and trick Uchiha Madara into this place. The moment the masked man pressed the button, AFBB, Uchiha Madara immediately fell prone on the ground, trying to shrink his body as much as possible, but the off-road vehicle beside him had exploded. At the moment of the explosion, Uchiha Madara's heart was actually full of unwillingness, and she couldn't believe that she ended her life like this. Advertisement. So Uchiha Madara didn't notice that there was a flash of red light in his eyes. Immediately afterwards, Uchiha Madara fell into the darkness, and when he opened his eyes again, Uchiha Madara only felt a chill. At first, Uchiha Madara just thought that someone saved him, but after standing up and looking at the surrounding environment, he found that he was actually in a snow-capped mountain. This is really too weird, but because he has already experienced a time travel, Uchiha Madara behaved quite calmly. While Uchiha Madara was looking at the surrounding environment and thinking about the current situation, there were also people watching Uchiha Madara from a high place. Uchiha Madara, who had received so much training, naturally noticed it with such a straightforward gaze. When he looked up, Uchiha Madara found that there was a rather grand building not far away, and in front of the building stood a man dressed in yellow. This person was dressed in yellow and had no hair, and Uchiha Madara was stunned when his eyes met this person. Because this person's eyes are too clear and wise, as if he has the magic power to see through everything. But this bald head was very peaceful, and he just smiled slightly in the face of Uchiha's guarded expression. "Who are you? Where are you? Why did you bring me here?" Uchiha Madara asked with a frown after standing up. But Uchiha Madara is very clear that there is no problem with his memory, and there is no such person in his memory. It is precisely because of this feeling that Uchiha Madara was very vigilant, and the whole person made a defensive posture. Uchiha Madara felt that he was clearly seen in front of this person. "You're finally here, I've been waiting for you for a long time." The bald head stared at Uchiha Madara, as if he was looking at something important, and said slowly. And what surprised Uchiha Madara most was that he had an inexplicable sense of familiarity with this person, as if he had known him for a long time. In the face of Uchiha Madara's unceremonious questioning, the bald head did not show anger, and still had a very peaceful smile on his face. Then a dodge appeared in front of Uchiha Madara, and then Uchiha Madara felt a gust of wind whistling past him, and he appeared in front of the building. Chapter 173 Advertisement Chapter 173 Because this person's performance was too rambunctious, Uchiha Madara couldn't help frowning and looked at this person speechlessly. It seemed that he had seen the suspicion in Uchiha Madara's eyes, but the bald head was as peaceful as ever, and took Uchiha Madara directly into the quaint palace. "I know you have a lot of curiosity and a lot of doubts, then use your eyes to find the answer yourself," the bald voice said calmly. Although it is not clear what kind of world this is, but no matter what, Uchiha Madara did not detect any malice from him. So after thinking for a while, Uchiha Madara raised his heels directly behind the bald head. This building has a solemn feeling whether it is outside or inside. After the bald head brought Uchiha Madara into the building, he didn't say anything, and just let Uchiha Madara go to rest. Although there are still many doubts in his heart, after such a whole day of things, Uchiha Madara is indeed a little tired. After a night of rest, Uchiha Madara finally recovered her spirits and couldn't wait to find the bald head. "Where on earth are you? Do you know me? Why are you waiting for me here?" As soon as he saw the yellow figure, Uchiha Madara rushed up and asked. "This is Kamatage from Nepal. Of course I know you. I can only say that this is all arranged by God," the bald head replied in a very flat tone. But it was this inexplicable answer that made Uchiha Madara irritable and scratched his hair impatiently. Facing the irritable Uchiha Madara, he smiled slightly and said, "When the time is up, you will naturally know everything, so why worry so much?" Originally, Uchiha Madara wanted to get the answer from this bald head, but from this look, he understood that the bald head did not want to tell him. So Uchiha Madara took a few deep breaths and quickly calmed herself down. Just when Uchiha Madara wanted to have a peaceful talk with this bald head, a dull bell suddenly sounded inside the building. Advertisement. Then Uchiha Madara saw a complicated magic door appear behind the bald head, and a strange-looking person came out of it. It was clearly a human appearance, but it was pitch black under the eye rims, which seemed to be some strange pattern. As soon as this person saw the bald head, he attacked without saying a word. The bald head showed a calm expression, and followed his moves without hesitation. The most amazing thing about Uchiha Madara is that the two seem to be using magic, and the collisions between each move are sparks. Because the fighting between the two was so loud, Uchiha Madara didn't want to be implicated by strangers, so she wanted to find a safe place to hide. At this time, the bald head suddenly appeared in front of Uchiha Madara. Before Madara could react, he shoved a round and hard object into Madara's hand. Then Uchiha Madara saw that the bald head drew something behind him, and pushed himself in. "My name is Ji Yi, we are destined to meet again." At the last moment of the monk at the door, Uchiha Madara heard Ji Yi's voice. Then Uchiha Madara felt a whirlwind and suddenly fell from the air. Fortunately, Uchiha Madara is a professionally trained person, and he quickly aimed at the position and landed on the ground steadily. After looking at the surrounding environment, Uchiha Madara found that he was actually on the road, but there are few pedestrians now, so no one noticed something wrong. However, Uchiha Madara found that the people on this street were wearing very retro clothes, and they didn't look like people from the same era at all. After realizing this, Uchiha Madara hurriedly hid in the side alley, then took out the thing that Ji Yi handed to him, and studied it carefully. It's a round orange gem, but Uchiha Madara can't look down on such a small gem right now. After all, Uchiha Madara remembered very clearly that when he was pushed towards that door by Ji Yi, this gem radiated a very dazzling light. Just as Uchiha Madara was concentrating on studying the gem she was holding, there was a sudden movement in the alley. Now the angle is better, so people outside can't see Uchiha Madara at all, but Uchiha Madara can see everything that is happening outside very clearly. Advertisement 0. For flowers. The tall white man carried a very thin man in his hand and pushed him onto the trash can. Then the strong man beat up the thin man frantically, and was still swearing these swear words in his mouth. Uchiha Madara is not a nosy character, but this thin man is very strong, and he is not willing to beg for mercy no matter what, and keeps resisting. Probably seeing the former self in the eyes of this person, so Uchiha Madara still walked out and kicked the strong man flying. The brawny man just looked big, but he didn't have any ability at all. He was soon beaten by Uchiha Madara and urinated, and he fled in embarrassment. "Are you alright?" Uchiha Madara asked with concern after driving away the strong man and walking to the thin man. The man wiped the bloodline on his face with some embarrassment, and then gave Uchiha Madara a grateful smile. "I won't give up, I want to join the army no matter what." Rogers clenched his fists and said expectantly. "Just a hand, my name is Uchiha Madara." As Uchiha Madara introduced himself, he reached out and shook Rogers' outstretched right hand. When talking about his flaws, Rogers' face was full of regret, but there was an unyielding light in his eyes. And Rogers is obviously an ambitious young man who hopes to kill the enemy for his country, but his body is too weak, so he can't enter the army at all. And now Uchiha Madara is still digesting the news he got from Rogers, and in the face of Rogers' rhetoric, he also seems to be a little careless. And Uchiha Madara also inquired about the news he wanted from Rogers. Although he looks very thin, Rogers has a very sincere and kind personality, and the two became acquainted with each other in no time. The world that Uchiha Madara lives in now is actually the United States in 1941, and World War II is in progress. "Thank you this time, my name is Rogers, thank you very much for your help," Rogers said very sincerely. Chapter 174 Barnes Advertisement Chapter 174 Barnes. But it was Uchiha Madara's slightly bland attitude that made Rogers misunderstood. Rogers' body is too thin, and his physique is also very poor. So whenever Rogers told others about his desire to kill the enemy for his country, he would basically be met with unanimous ridicule. So gradually, although Rogers still has such a dream in his heart, he generally does not easily declare it. And Uchiha Madara's bland attitude made Rogers feel that he was being treated equally. So when Uchiha Madara came back to his senses, he found that Rogers didn't know what was wrong, and looked at himself with very moved eyes. Although Rogers' performance was also very sincere before, but after all, it was a chance encounter, so it was inevitable that there would be some 4-6-3 separation. But this time Rogers was indeed very enthusiastic, and the invisible barrier seemed to dissipate at once. I don't know what Rogers was thinking, but it's good news for Uchiha Madara. After all, suddenly returning to the United States decades ago, Uchiha Madara is unfamiliar, and it is really good news to have an acquaintance to help. While Uchiha Madara was talking to Rogers, a very magnetic voice suddenly came from outside the alley. Uchiha Madara turned his head and found that it was a slender and sturdy man wearing a dark military uniform. After seeing this man, Rogers had a very bright smile on his face, took a few steps forward very quickly, and hugged this man. "You got the notification? That's great." Rogers reached out and patted the man's shoulder with a blessing, but there was an unconscious envy in his tone. "The 107th Corps, Sergeant James Barnes, will go to England tomorrow," Barnes said proudly. Seeing the two people chatting casually, and seeing that he was about to forget himself, Uchiha Madara couldn't help coughing a few times, drawing the attention of the two back. Advertisement for the sudden appearance of Uchiha Madara, there was still vigilance in Barnes' eyes. However, Rogers had already gotten to know Uchiha Madara well in this short period of time, so he was very enthusiastic and began to introduce the two of them to each other. After knowing that it was Uchiha Madara who saved Rogers, Barnes's expression suddenly softened, and he showed a kind smile at Madara. Even though Uchiha Madara's face is very deep, but at first glance it is known that he is not Caucasian, so Rogers is still very curious about the origin of Uchiha Madara. Although Uchiha Madara is also very clear that the two people in front of him are very kind people, there are some things that cannot be said clearly. So in just a few seconds, Uchiha Madara had already figured out what to say. Now except for the continental United States, other places are under fire, so Uchiha Madara quickly made up a story. He said that he went to the United States with his parents for asylum, but there was an accident on the way, and now he is alone. Losing some identification is also very common in these war-torn times, so Rogers and Barnes are convinced by Uchiha Madara's claim. After all, it is his own savior, and Uchiha Madara is now penniless, so Rogers quickly invited Uchiha Madara to his home to sponsor. Uchiha Madara was desperate for a temporary shelter, so he followed Rogers and Barnes without a word. These two people are really very enthusiastic. After knowing Uchiha Madara's current difficulties, they quickly found a way to get Uchiha Madara's ID card. In the beginning, Uchiha Madara was really willing to help Rogers with ulterior motives. But after seeing that the two were so sincere, Uchiha Madara gradually put down his guard and really regarded the two as his friends. Although other places are indeed raging with wars, Brooklyn now presents a feeling of drunkenness, and there is actually a very grand party at night. Uchiha Madara also wanted to figure out what was going on outside, so he accepted Barnes' invitation without hesitation. Although it is 1941, various technologies are already relatively advanced, and they are not as backward as Uchiha Madara imagined. Advertisement. The atmosphere of the party was very strong, but Rogers was a little unhappy, standing in front of a portrait of a soldier and looked calm. "I still want to give it a try, you guys go play first." After a moment of silence, Rogers said suddenly. Uchiha Madara didn't understand this rambling remark, but Barnes was really excited. Barnes couldn't help raising his voice and said, "Crazy? Where are you going this time? Ohio? You know what's going to happen to you if you get caught?" Repeated questions to Barnes, although Rogers is very thin, but his whole body exudes a kind of persistent light. You are all killing the enemy on the battlefield. Do I have to hide behind? What can I do? Pick up garbage? Rogers couldn't help but ask sarcastically. Obviously, the two good friends are very different on this matter, and they are about to quarrel. Your girlfriend is calling you. You go first. I will accompany him without any problem. Hearing the voice behind him, Uchiha Madara said to Barnes. Although Uchiha Madara's tone was very cold, after hearing this answer, Rogers raised his head and laughed. You can make your own choice, as long as you can bear the consequences. Uchiha Madara replied slightly coldly. Wait for me to come back, don't do stupid things. Barnes finally couldn't help but step forward and gave Rogers a hug, and said with a serious face. Uchiha Madara took Rogers to leave 1.1 after the two brothers' love was over. Although Uchiha Madara regards Rogers as his friend, Uchiha Madara has always believed that everyone has their own choices. You're not trying to stop me, are you? Rogers asked suddenly after walking a distance. You're right, of course I can bear the consequences that I have caused myself, Rogers said in a very relaxed tone. Obviously, Barnes also knew very well that the two of them really needed time to calm down, so they went down the stairs given by Uchiha Madara. You only need to be responsible for the choices you make, so after hearing this question, Uchiha Madara just shook his head very calmly. Chapter 175 The Road to the Future Advertisement. Chapter 175 The Road to the Future. It seemed that Rogers had already made a decision in his heart, so Uchiha Madara naturally wouldn't say anything more, but just silently followed behind Rogers. Now there is the sound of war everywhere outside, naturally there is a great need for soldiers, so there are recruiting points everywhere. Rogers seemed to be very familiar with the recruitment points of these places, and quickly found a place and walked in. After taking a look at Rogers' thin figure, the doctor in charge of the medical examination put on a contemptuous expression on his face. But Rogers seemed so used to it that he didn't react at all. Uchiha Madara was a newcomer after all, and she didn't have the same heart as Rogers, so she just waited outside and didn't want to participate at all. Normally, the conscription medical examination should be a very quick thing, but Rogers has been in for a long time without moving at all, and Uchiha Madara can't help but worry. Just when Uchiha Madara and others were getting impatient, Rogers finally came out. But the expression on Rogers 05's face was very strange, with some excitement and some panic. What's wrong? Did something happen? Need help? Uchiha Madara couldn't help but step forward and asked with concern, seeing the absent-minded Rogers. But Rogers didn't speak, just shook his head silently. Some absent-minded and Uchiha Madara returned to the residence. Obviously, Rogers should be hiding a very distressing thing in his heart. He didn't sleep in the middle of the night, he just kept moving to and fro. After noticing Rogers' performance, Uchiha Madara counted down inwardly, and before the third second, Rogers couldn't help it. You know what? I met a very strange man today who said he could help me get into the army, Rogers said in a very distressed tone. Hearing this, Uchiha Madara's first reaction was that this person must have some kind of conspiracy. After all, there is no such thing as a free lunch in the world, and conscription fraud is legally responsible. Advertisement, however, Uchiha Madara did not dispel Rogers' enthusiasm at the first time, but replied, Isn't this very good? Your dream can come true. 35. Yeah, my dream can finally come true, but I don't know if I should do it or not. From the voice, you can guess the expression on Rogers' face now must be tangled. I can't give you any advice, after all, this is your own life, follow your heart, Uchiha Madara said while rubbing the gem in his hand. Although Rogers did not say his decision in the end, Uchiha Madara had already guessed it in his heart. After all, this was Rogers' dream. So what are you going to do next? Rogers asked suddenly after a long silence. This is also the problem that Uchiha Madara is worried about now. After all, this is not his own era, and there is some confusion about the future. Why don't we go to the army together? With your strength, there is definitely no problem, Rogers suggested very seriously. At first, Uchiha Madara had no idea about Rogers' proposal, but in such a chaotic era, it seems that there is no particularly good way out except to be a soldier. With Uchiha Madara's strength and character, he is naturally unwilling to do nothing and spend his life mediocrely. So when he hasn't figured out the way to go back in the secret hidden in this gem, Rogers' proposal is a good way out. However, Uchiha Madara did not make his decision hastily because of this, but gave a very flat hum. I'll think about it, but you know I've been through so many things and now there's some confusion and it will take some time. Uchiha Madara replied earnestly. Rogers is a very considerate person and showed his understanding after hearing this. Time has passed so peacefully now, and Uchiha Madara studies this gem in his hand very seriously every day. Although Uchiha Madara is very serious, but to be honest, there is no particularly big gain. But Uchiha Madara has already felt that this gem contains a very terrifying power, and his own crossing is obviously inseparable from this gem. Advertisement on a dull night, Uchiha Madara was lying on the bed as before, holding the gem up high to observe, when a childish voice came to his mind. Stupid human, what are you looking at? Although the words are a bit rude, but because the voice is too cute, it makes people not hate it. Who are you? Why is it in my mind? Uchiha Madara asked cautiously. You are studying me every day, don't you know who I am? If it weren't for me, you would have died long ago, the young voice said in a very tsundere tone. Hearing this, Uchiha Madara's face showed such an expression as she expected, and she wanted to ask more details. But then this gem began to pretend to be dead. No matter how Uchiha Madara pressed him, he was unwilling to make any sound. In the end, Uchiha Madara was forced to do nothing, and even started to beat a jewel. Don't waste your energy, human, now you are so weak, you can't control my power at all, Jewel said with some tsunere. The two looked at each other and smiled, then bumped their fists, and everything was silent. So Rogers laughed and replied, don't worry, I will try my best and I won't let you down. 35. At first, Uchiha Madara's proposal for Rogers to join the army was optional, but now Uchiha Madara thinks it is a good idea. Now that the gems have been hinted so clearly, for Uchiha Madara, the most important thing now is to improve his strength. Rogers is just a thin body, not a problem with his brain. Hearing this, he knows that Uchiha Madara has made his own decision. Work hard in the army, I might have to rely on you to cover me. Uchiha Madara reached out and patted Rogers on the shoulder and said in a playful tone. But no matter what, his transmigration is indeed composed of this gem, and this matter has finally been confirmed. So when Rogers was about to say goodbye to the army to report, Uchiha Madara finally made the final decision. Immediately after that, no matter what Uchiha Madara said or did, this gem kept silence as the virtue of gold, and never made a sound. Chapter 176 Rescue Mission Advertisement. Chapter 176 Rescue Mission. After Rogers left, Uchiha Madara rested for a few days before heading to the recruiting office. With Uchiha Madara's physique and ability, these recruits were like a treasure, and they accepted Uchiha Madara with great joy. Soon Uchiha Madara was taken to the barracks for the most rigorous training. However, these trainings are completely trivial in the eyes of Uchiha Madara. With his excellent performance, Uchiha Madara was quickly promoted. Now that he has obtained the military rank of Midsummer, it is naturally impossible for Uchiha Madara to continue wasting his life in the military camp, and he was soon dispatched to the battlefield ahead. With Uchiha Madara's outstanding ability in mind, he is almost invincible on the battlefield ahead. For Uchiha Madara, such a military life is not at all difficult at all, only occasionally think of Barnes and Rogers. However, communication is not as developed as before, so it is not so easy to get news from Barnes and Rogers. After finishing his daily tasks, Uchiha Madara returned to the barracks with his tired teammates. But just after returning to the barracks, and before everyone disbanded to rest, Uchiha Madara saw a medical car parked and carried out one person after another. These people looked too miserable. Uchiha Madara casually pulled someone and asked about the situation of this group of people. The man showed an unbearable expression on his face and said, it seems like someone from the 107th Corps went to fight against Smith, and almost no one survived. These people are basically hopeless, so everyone will be buried here, but a group of people have been sent to the rear for treatment. There were basically no laid-back people in the army, so after a brief conversation with Uchiha Madara, the man left in a hurry. At first, Uchiha Madara didn't respond at all, but after walking a few steps, he suddenly stopped, and there was an unbelievable light in his eyes. Advertisement at the beginning, Uchiha Madara felt that this corps was somewhat familiar, but now I finally remembered that this is the corps that Barnes is in. Although it was only a short day together, Uchiha Madara and Barnes were very compatible in every way. Hearing this news, Uchiha Madara couldn't help but feel a little worried. So Uchiha Madara hurriedly went to the person in charge of the camp and asked about the situation of the 107th Corps carefully. Although the 107th Corps looked very miserable, it finally got a piece of good news from the responsible population. Not all of them were wiped out. After all, the people in this unit are going to fight against Schmidt's elite unit, so the people who were dispatched in the past are also relatively powerful. The current situation is that the casualties on both sides are very heavy. After briefly introducing the situation over there, the expression on the person in charge became very serious. This position is very important to us. You are the best soldier among us. I am going to send you to rescue, the person in charge said seriously. Originally, Uchiha Madara was very worried about Barnes, and this task was simply unbelievable for Uchiha Madara. Don't worry, the mission is guaranteed. Uchiha Madara straightened up and gave a military salute to the person in charge. Seeing the confident expression on Uchiha Madara's face, the person in charge also showed a gratified smile. I believe you will not let us down. The person in charge reached out and patted Uchiha Madara on the shoulder and looked at Uchiha Madara with very trusting eyes. Only by knowing ourselves and our enemies can we be safe in 100 battles, so Uchiha Madara took a good look at the situation on the 107th Legion. Getting there, traversing Europe's most heavily guarded war zone, is a perilous journey. If it is usually more people, it is more powerful, but the guard is so strict along the way, if you bring more people with you, it will be a burden. So Uchiha Madara selected a few of the most elite people from his former subordinates, formed a team, prepared materials, and set off with the others. Advertisement. It is obviously unrealistic to drive there, but fortunately, the army has already prepared, and can use the plane to send Uchiha Madara and others to Klausberg. Even with the use of military aircraft, the journey is not very peaceful. After all, this is the most heavily guarded area in Europe. So after approaching that area, many shells hit the military aircraft, and the aircraft began to vibrate and bump. Everyone came out of the artillery fire, and they were fairly stable in the face of such a situation. After reaching the exact position, Uchiha Madara opened the door of the plane. Backquote. Are you ready? You follow me. Uchiha Madara turned his back to the others, got ready to skydive, and said in a very calm tone. After hearing the affirmative reply from the others behind him, Uchiha Madara jumped out of the plane without hesitation, and the others followed behind Uchiha Madara. The selected people were all experienced people, so they didn't make any noise during the attack of the artillery shells, and they landed on the ground very calmly. This is a forest shrouded in fog, but in this forest, there seems to be a base camp like an arsenal. After Uchiha Madara took out the map and studied it, he immediately determined the exact location, and soon led the others to the gate of the base camp. This base camp is on guard very late at night, and it is almost impossible to break in directly. But sometimes when luck comes, you can't stop it. Just when Uchiha Madara was thinking of a way, suddenly several big trucks came over from the outside, Wang Zhao. This was the best arrangement. Uchiha Madara made several gestures towards the others behind him, then bent over to approach the truck and jumped in. On the deck of the truck sat a few people in masks and heavily armed, but they were quickly overpowered by Uchiha Madara with ease. After solving these villains, Uchiha Madara made a gesture toward the outside, and the other soldiers immediately leaned over, and then quickly jumped onto the truck. The uniforms of the two camps are completely different. For the sake of safety, Uchiha Madara is very wise to let others take off the uniforms of these villains. After hiding the weapon in his hand and disposing of the original uniform, the truck quickly drove to the base camp. This base camp is very heavily guarded. Even if the trucks on their side are stopped, there are still special people who come to check. Chapter 177 Steve's Change Advertisement. Chapter 177 Steve's Change. Fortunately, Uchiha Madara made preparations from the beginning, and made all the members change into the uniforms of the enemy camp, otherwise it would be a melee if they were discovered. Although Uchiha Madara is also very worried about the current situation of the 107th Corps, but now it is the base camp of villains, everything can't be rushed. After escaping the inspection of these soldiers, Uchiha Madara took his team members very calmly and walked to the interior of the base camp. Because Uchiha Madara and his team members were too calm, there was nothing wrong with them, so these people did not have any doubts. Because it was not clear where these people would keep the prisoners, Uchiha Madara carried his own weapons, pretended to be patrolling, and shuttled through the base camp very calmly. Fortunately, it was already dark now, and under the shroud of night, all movements were very blurred, and no one noticed Uchiha Madara. Under the cover of night, Uchiha Madara had already figured out the internal structure of the base camp, and naturally he had figured out where the prisoners were being held. Now that all the preparatory work has been done, Uchiha Madara will naturally no longer hesitate. He gestured towards the people nearby, and immediately walked 467 to the place where the prisoners were being held. The other members are gradually approaching Uchiha Madara, always paying attention to their surroundings. The building where the prisoners were held was very solid, and Uchiha Madara didn't want to be alarmed by the villains' base camp, so he just walked up and knocked on the door. The moment the door opened, Uchiha Madara immediately drew out his dagger, stabbed it into the soldier's heart, and covered his mouth. This process is very fast, the duration is only a few seconds, and there is no movement. Then Uchiha Madara and other team members entered the interior of the building in batches and began to explore inside the building. There are a lot of large equipment in the house, and the security is very high. Every few steps, you can see a fully equipped soldier patrolling with a gun. Advertisement. It is obviously not a wise choice to get together in the current situation. Uchiha Madara gestured, and the other members immediately understood the meaning and immediately dispersed. Uchiha Madara cautiously walked inside with the weapon, and after taking a few steps, he saw a round table, not knowing what it was inlaid, AFBB, and emitting a faint blue light. These devices don't look like the technology that should be owned in this era, and although it is not clear what is, but Uchiha Madara always thinks that this is not a good thing. So Uchiha Madara went directly to the table, put the things scattered on it into his pocket, and prepared to take it back and study it. After getting the things, Uchiha Madara began to seriously search for the place where the prisoners were held, and found that these people were actually locked underground. He glanced at the other members of his own, then Uchiha Madara nodded slowly, and the others acted immediately. The soldiers patrolling in this room were simply and neatly dealt with. Then Uchiha Madara kicked open the prison holding the prisoners very quickly, and released all the prisoners inside. Although they were released, the captives were still very vigilant, looking at Uchiha Madara and others with suspicion. "Don't worry, I'm a colonel of the army, and I'm here to rescue you," Uchiha Madara said succinctly, and then released everyone very quickly. "There is no need to exist here, you go out and give them some color and see, I will join you when I find others," Uchiha Madara arranged. Experience in the army has already made Uchiha Madara accustomed to giving orders, so the tone is very natural, and others also show obedience. After everything was arranged, Uchiha Madara began to split up with the others, ready to find out where Barnes was. While searching for Barnes in Uchiha Madara, he suddenly found a large man in uniform and holding a shield in the base. Uchiha Madara didn't classify him as villains because of the American flag painted on the large shield. But Uchiha Madara also remembered very clearly that there was no such person among the people he brought over. Advertisement. Soon the big man also saw Uchiha Madara and ran away with some excitement. Looking at such a body type, Uchiha Madara clearly remembers that she does not know this number one person at all. But at the moment this person walked in front of him, Uchiha Madara felt that this person was very familiar. "It's me, Steve," Roger said excitedly. As soon as the familiar voice came out, Uchiha Madara immediately reacted, but she still looked at Steve in surprise. After all, the size difference is too big. "It seems that you are doing well in the army, I don't even recognize you anymore," Uchiha Madara said in a very relieved tone. However, this was a battlefield where the shells never blinked. Both of them knew very well that this was not the time to reminisce about the past, and they quickly shared their mission. "I accepted the mission sent by the army to rescue the people from the 107th Corps, are you too?" Uchiha Madara asked curiously when he saw Steve who was alone. Hearing this, The expression on Steve's face froze, but he quickly reacted and nodded casually. I was a little surprised to hear this at first, but soon calmed down. Steve originally thought that Uchiha Madara would scold him, but he didn't expect such a light sentence, and for a while, some people were stunned. After hearing Uchiha Madara's words, Steve finally woke up and started fighting alongside Uchiha Madara. But Uchiha Madara has understood what Steve meant, which means that Steve secretly came out by himself, without the approval of his superiors. I came here by myself. I'm really not worried about Buggy, I'm afraid something will happen to him, Steve said very calmly. It seems that you have really grown up, at least you can choose by yourself, Uchiha Madara said with some relief. Although Steve's move was very much looking forward to Lee Bin, it was also a show of empathy and righteousness, and Uchiha was not a stickler in his bones. Why are you standing still? Hurry up, don't you want to find Buggy? Standing here, Buggy won't appear. Uchiha Madara solved the villains who rushed over, and then shouted at Steve. Chapter 178 Finding Buggy Advertisement Chapter 178 Finding Buggy. The muscles on Steve's body are more than just a decoration, and they are completely different from the thin self before. The two of them worked together basically without encountering any obstacles along the way, and soon came to a building that looked very important. Although I don't know what the function of this building is, it is very likely that the garbage is locked inside, so Uchiha Madara took the lead and walked in. This building is very empty, but there are also many large equipments inside. Uchiha Madara and Steve searched the building very seriously. At this time, the door of a high room suddenly opened, and a very wretched-looking, short-statured man walked out from inside. This man is thinner than the previous Steve. Seeing Uchiha Madara and Steve, this man is very flustered. It can be seen from the appearance that this man does not have any force value, so when he saw Uchiha Madara and Steve, his first reaction was to run away. Steve raised his shield and chased after him, while Uchiha Madara looked around to see if there was anything to hide. While Uchiha Madara was looking at the surrounding environment, Steve ran back out of breath, but there was no figure of the man behind him, and it seemed that he had escaped. He is also very familiar with this place and doesn't know where to hide, but I found that there seems to be a secret passage here, Steve said with a frown. The normal space has been carefully checked by Uchiha Madara, and no one exists at all. So Uchiha Madara hurriedly asked Steve to lead the way, ready to go to the secret passage to look for it. As soon as you enter this secret passage, you can feel a gloomy feeling, and you can feel the cold air under your feet constantly rising. Moreover, the structure in the secret passage is very complicated, and there are countless paths leading to other places. Every choice must be carefully considered for Uchiha Madara. Fortunately, Uchiha Madara's luck was really good. Just following his intuition, he actually found the location of Buggy in this labyrinth-like secret passage. Buggy was strapped to a bed with his upper body naked, as if he was carrying out some kind of experiment. Seeing the appearance of Uchiha Madara, Buggy's eyes flashed with joy. Advertisement. But before Uchiha Madara walked over, Steve rushed forward very excitedly and hurriedly untied the restraints on Buggy. However, the changes between Steve and the previous ones were too great, so Buggy didn't recognize Steve, and just put his inquiring eyes on Uchiha Madara. Take a closer look, Steve is really worried about you, but he ran over alone, Uchiha Madara said with a smile. Hearing this, Buggy glanced at Steve in surprise, and Steve took this opportunity to introduce himself grandly. Immediately afterwards, the disbelief in Buggy's eyes gradually turned into ecstasy, and then hugged tightly with Steve. It is estimated that only Buggy and Steve have the clearest feeling in their hearts. After all, the two of them can be regarded as friends who depend on each other. Before going to the army, Buggy couldn't let go of Steve, for fear that Steve's thin body would be bullied outside. Now that Steve has grown up himself, Buggy should be the most gratified person. The scene of the two friends just embracing was very touching, but it was obviously not a good time, and Uchiha Madara had to say something to interrupt the two. I know you are all very excited now, but there is still a chance in the future, so hurry up and leave now, Uchiha Madara said to the two of them in a mocking tone. Hearing this, both Steve and Buggy had embarrassed expressions on their faces, but they quickly recovered and followed behind Uchiha Madara. Before leaving the secret passage, Uchiha Madara heard the sound of explosions coming from outside, and the whole building seemed to be shaking a little. It seems that there should be a melee outside, but as soon as Uchiha Madara left the secret passage, he felt a heat wave, and then a lot of debris flew over. After noticing this movement, Uchiha Madara's expression also changed a bit, and he hurriedly urged the two behind him to move faster. We have to get out of here quickly, it is estimated that this place won't last long, Uchiha Madara said in a more urgent tone. Although it is said that, Buggy is obviously suffering some injuries here, and it is very inconvenient to move and can't get up at all. 0. For Flowers advertisement. Just as Uchiha Madara was about to step forward to carry the class on her back, the sound of the iron door being opened suddenly came. Then the man with a wretched face from before walked out behind a man in a military uniform. Captain America, I'm your fan, I didn't expect to be able to meet here. The man in military uniform stared at Steve and said with a special meaning. Uchiha Madara already knew when he saw Steve's outfit, that Steve is the recently famous Captain America. So Uchiha Madara is not very surprised that this person can recognize Steve. After all, the dress is too obvious. 0. It seems that Dr. Erskine succeeded in the end, although it wasn't particularly successful. It's not bad, the man said in a deliberately regretful tone. The man walked over from the other side of the passage while talking, and Steve greeted him without hesitation. After the two met, Steve punched the man directly in the face. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Madara rushed forward in 3 or 2 steps, ready to help Steve, but at this moment he didn't know what button he touched. There was a terrifying monster hidden under a fairly handsome face. The whole face below was red, and the nose was completely destroyed. This passage was directly divided into 2. The man steadily returned to the other side, and there was a sea of fire underneath. After returning to the other side, the man stared at Steve with a very gloomy look. Immediately after, Uchiha Madara saw this man put his hand. Putting it on his chin, he took off the human skin mask on his face. "No matter what Dr. Erskine said to you, it is clear that I am his proudest work," the man said in a very proud tone. The man also had a gloomy face, and he counterattacked without saying a word. The whole person looks very discordant. This is not a face that a normal human being can have at all. Obviously, this man's force value is still very good, and he actually hit Steve to the ground with one punch. Chapter 179 Complete the Mission Advertisement. Chapter 179 Complete the Mission. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Madara and Buggy turned their heads to Steve in unison, and glanced at Steve with sizing eyes. "You're not going to look like this ghost, are you?" Uchiha Madara asked in a somewhat speechless tone. But everyone knows very well that Uchiha Madara's words are just to ease the current atmosphere. Although it is not clear what happened to the two, it is clear that the red-faced monster should have the same experience as Steve. And the red-faced monster was very proud of his ability, and always felt that he should be more powerful than Steve. "Stop deceiving yourself, we are no longer human, and one day you will understand," the red-faced monster said inexplicably as he stepped back. 470s. Soon after the iron door closed again, and the red-faced monster and the wretched man disappeared in front of the Uchiha Madara people. "Although I want to pursue these 2 people, the more important thing now is to get out of the danger. After all, there is already a sea of fire underneath. And there seems to be a lot of dangerous items stored here, and the sound of the explosion below is almost endless. The previous road has been cut off, and now it can only be walked over the crumbling railing." Because Buggy was the weakest right now, Uchiha Madara and Steve's first reaction was to let Buggy go first. Just after walking about half the distance, the railing began to sink. Buggy's movements also became more gentle, and after Buggy passed, Uchiha Madara pushed Steve over. Although Steve wants to give in, there is no time to waste now. Every second is more precious, and no one knows what will happen in the next second. After Steve passes, this railing is completely useless, unless you can jump over it now, but the distance in the middle is indeed a little far. Advertisement. "Let's get out of here first. I guess there should be other roads nearby. I'll look for it." After thinking for a while, Uchiha Madara made his own decision. But on this matter, Steve and Buggy were very determined, and they had to leave with Uchiha Madara no matter what, and in the end Madara had no choice. After carefully looking at the distance, Uchiha took a few steps back and took a starting position. Fortunately, Uchiha Madara's strength is still very online. Although this distance is indeed a bit exaggerated, in the end Uchiha Madara still jumped steadily to the opposite side. When Uchiha Madara just landed, there was a very violent explosion below, and all the flames were connected into one piece. Seeing the successful landing of Uchiha Madara, both Steve and Buggy's faces showed excitement. They couldn't wait to rush up, and the 3 embraced together. The excitement of Steve and Buggy can be felt from the inside of the arm Rakido, but what Uchiha Madara has always admired most is his cool head. Although he was very happy inside, Uchiha Madara quickly woke up and came over and patted the arms of the 2. "Don't be happy for now, let's quickly find other people to meet, and we have to evacuate immediately. In case reinforcements arrive, we will not have enough people now," Uchiha Madara said calmly. Everyone is not a little white on the battlefield, so naturally they reacted immediately. Steve helped Buggy root behind Uchiha Madara. When he appeared in the open space outside, he found that the entire base had been destroyed beyond recognition, and traces of artillery shells could be seen everywhere. And now the casualties are also very heavy. Not only the enemy faction, but also the troops brought by the side have some losses. But now I can't care about these things. After all, since I have already entered the battlefield, I must be ready to sacrifice at any time. Uchiha Madara quickly joined the battle, killed all the people left by the enemy camp, and then gathered the surviving people on his side. Although the entire base has almost been destroyed, there are still some means of transportation. Now there are not many people in our camp, and a big truck can solve it. After moving the wounded to the big truck, Uchiha Madara sat directly in the driving position, and then drove away from the enemy base with all the people. Advertisement: this place is very remote, and the people in the base have almost been dealt with, so the journey was smooth, and it was very easy to return to the camp. Before entering the camp, Uchiha Madara noticed that the entire camp seemed to be expanding a little, and others surrounded Uchiha Madara very excitedly after seeing Uchiha Madara. Immediately after the news spread more and more widely, more and more people gathered around, and Uchiha Madara saw his superior came out with another admiral. Seeing that Uchiha Madara completed this very difficult task so perfectly, a smile appeared on Jonan's face. Then he came over and patted Uchiha Madara on the shoulder with great relief, but Uchiha Madara noticed that the expression on Steve's face was not very good now. I saw Steve walked up to the admiral and said, "There are people who need treatment now, and I'll be punished next." The admiral's face was very serious, but a faint smile emerged from the corners of his mouth, and he replied, "No need, 9. Hearing this, Steve couldn't help but laugh, gave a military salute and said, "Yes, sir." When Steve was talking to the admiral, Uchiha Madara also felt that the situation was a little strange and didn't understand what was going on. "Don't worry, I just made some minor adjustments. The next 2 camps will be combined, and I can be considered to have retired. the superior said with a smile.
Although I am a little curious about the reason, but now 1.1 is obviously not a good time to talk. Uchiha Madara suppressed his inner doubts.
At this time, the other soldiers could not wait to shout Uchiha Madara's name. However, Uchiha Madara didn't have any idea about such a showy thing and pushed Steve out directly. After all, Steve still has the title of Captain America on his head. It is most suitable for him to do this kind of thing. It is estimated that the above people are also happy to see it happen. Uchiha Madara was not very interested in this kind of scene, so he took the other wounded to receive treatment, and he also needed time to rest. But at night, Uchiha Madara saw his superiors brought a bottle of wine to his room, as if he wanted to have a good chat with him before parting. Chapter 180 Goodbye in the Middle of the Night Advertisement.
Chapter 180 Goodbye in the Middle of the Night. Although his superior has always been unremarkable on weekdays, he is indeed a very good commander, and Uchiha Madara admires him very much.
So when his superior came to say goodbye to him, Uchiha Madara immediately greeted his superior. In order to keep a clear head and make the best choice, Uchiha Madara and his superiors basically abstained from alcohol. But today's situation is special, so after the superior poured himself a glass of wine, Uchiha Madara drank without hesitation. Although the superior came to look for him, Uchiha Madara found that the superior basically didn't say anything, just kept drinking. Isn't it about to be transferred back to the headquarters? This is a promotion thing, I see why you are a little unhappy, Uchiha Madara said casually. Although Uchiha Madara said it in a very joking tone, the current state of the superior is indeed not very good, and his eyes are full of melancholy. But after hearing this, the superior quickly pulled a smile on his face, and then shook his head slightly. Actually nothing, just a little reluctance, I'm used to the life here in O5, the superior said in a melancholy tone. Faced with such a situation, Uchiha Madara didn't know what to say. After all, according to Uchiha Madara's understanding, the superiors in wars, big and small, have participated in too many. Basically, most of the life of the superiors is spent in the front line. For others, transferring back to the headquarters is a promotion, but it is estimated that it is a very difficult decision for the superiors. Obviously, the superiors just want to find someone to express their inner feelings, and they don't need Uchiha Madara's comfort, they can talk on their own. In the face of the sudden increase in the desire to talk to the superior, Uchiha Madara is a perfect listener, just listening to the superior's hiss without saying a word, nodding from time to time to give a response. Originally, the superior would be very happy, but his voice became lower as he went to the back, and finally he suddenly fell silent and kept turning the wine glass in his hand. Do you know? I used to have a child, and he looks like you were a very good soldier, the superior said in a very nostalgic tone. Advertisement. When Uchiha Madara heard the previous two words, she had almost guessed the ending, so she could only be silent. You are the best soldier I have ever seen. I am telling the truth, I have never seen a person like you who is naturally suitable for the battlefield, the superior said very sincerely. In the face of such compliments, to be honest, Uchiha Madara has some habit of it, and just showed a smile to his superiors. The superiors were obviously not here to talk to Uchiha Madara about these things, and gradually the expression of the superiors became serious. Uchiha Madara also knew that it was almost time to get to the point, and the body that had been sitting very relaxed gradually sat up straight. What kind of expectations do you have for your future? I mean after the war, the superior said slowly. In fact, this is what Uchiha Madara is thinking about now. The war will end one day, and Uchiha Madara doesn't know what to do next. So faced with this question, Uchiha Madara shook his head very honestly and replied, I haven't made up my mind yet, who knows what will happen in the future. The superiors were not surprised by Uchiha Madara's statement, but there was an inevitable look of concern in his eyes. You know, you are different from others. They are American, but you are not, the superior said bluntly. In fact, Uchiha Madara is also entangled in this matter. In the end, there will be some exclusion everywhere, and everyone believes in their own people more. Therefore, although Uchiha Madara has performed very well in the army, in fact, Uchiha Madara did not try his best at all, but just to complete the task. And there is another reason why Uchiha Madara has not made a decision in the future, because of the gem on his body. This gem seems to have the magic power to travel through time and space, so Uchiha Madara does not know where he will be taken by the gem in the end. However, the superior directly understood Uchiha Madara's silence as a worry for the future, so the superior reached out and patted Uchiha Madara's shoulder. This shouldn't have been said by me, but you really have to be careful, this place is not as peaceful as you think, the superior said seriously. Advertisement. To be able to say such a thing, it shows that the superior really regards himself as his own, so Uchiha Madara is also touched. I really thought of you as my junior, and now Captain America is the one they mainly want to push out, the superior said meaningfully. In fact, when he first returned to the camp, Uchiha had already seen it. After all, everyone was shouting their names at the time, but the general's face was particularly ugly at that time. Thank you, I will pay attention, but I don't care about false names, Uchiha Madara said calmly. Although I appreciate Uchiha Madara's indifferent personality to fame and fortune, in the final analysis, compared to Steve, Uchiha Madara is his own person to his superiors. I understand your character, but I just don't want you to work hard in the front, and in the end, all the credit for 470 was put on other people's heads. The superior's remarks are already very straightforward hints, and basically they are about to spread out, and Uchiha Madara naturally understands the superior's meaning. Thank you, I will take good care of myself, I will not let their schemes succeed, and you will also take care of yourself, 33 Uchiha Madara said softly. This is a completely unfamiliar era, but I didn't expect that I could get such care here, and I also gained 2 friends. Uchiha Madara was also very moved. After sending his superiors away, Uchiha Madara returned to his room, laying on the bed and thinking about what might happen next. He was very happy that his good intentions were not let down by his superiors. He reached out and patted Uchiha Madara's back lightly, then stood up and prepared to leave. You understand, let's see you after the war is over. The superior stood at the door and said goodbye to Uchiha Madara, with reluctance written in his eyes. The look of the superior looking at Uchiha Madara was exactly like a loving elder looking at an excellent junior, with kindness written in his eyes. Don't worry, I will visit you after the war is over. Uchiha Madara also made a promise to be moved by the concern of his superiors for him. So Uchiha Madara stood up and went over to give her superior a hug.